take me back to the start. Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. I'll take me back to the start.
Let me hear you say you better not kill the groove. Hey, 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 it's murder on the dance floor. But you better not steal the moves, DJ. Gonna turn this house around somehow. If I know that attitude.
I thought of something funnier than 24, 25.
We made it, traders. An unexpected computer update I had to do. We only got about 10 seconds here, though, but I had to do a little unexpected computer update right there. So I was flying through, trying to get everything out to you guys, but I think we pretty much made it here. Traders, we'll talk about everything coming on up here after the 7 a.m. press release wave. I kind of hope we don't see anything too big at 7 a.m. But guys, 7 a.m. is here right now. It's time to get to work. All eyes on the news scanner. Get yourself prepared. All eyes at 7 a.m. right here and right now. Let's see if we get anything big. Traders, my account is good and funded. Traders, we got big account trading. Big account trading. We're here. We're ready to go. Oh man, I'm excited. I got little bubbles in my tummy right now. I got little bubbles. So, traders, let's see if we get anything at 7 a.m. But basically, I'm sorry about just putting it on up with only a few seconds there. I woke up this morning, had to do a full computer update. I don't know, it's one of those things that Microsoft's just like, are you ready to update your computer? And I was like, no, I'm not. And they're like, well, we're gonna do anyway. Blue screen. So, we are all set though. We are back. We are feeling good. We are feeling electric. I feel so flexible this morning, guys. That's the word that comes to my head. Flexibility. That's how I want to be running with this day. All eyes on the news scanner. So far, nothing too big, nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. Happy Wednesday, you absolutely beautiful specimens of humans. So far, number one top gainer on the day, SGBX, 56 cents to $1.23 this morning. MGHI went from $1.65 up to $3.30. VMAR has gone all the way from $1.40 to $2.18. HSDT has gone from 68 cents to $1.40. COYM, no. Okay, so guys, I think at this moment as well, we might have gotten like lucky in a way, and not lucky in like a. I kind of don't want anything at 7 a.m. because I kind of want to talk to you guys, get everyone in a good flow, build everyone's confidence, give everyone a good watch list, and then you guys will be all set, ready to rock. All right. Pro Trading Room should be all up right now and all set and fixed for you. All right. So traders, awesome. It doesn't seem like we have anything too big at 7 a.m. So let's get everyone on the same page now. First things first, good morning, guys. Good morning to everyone. I hope everyone's excited. I hope everyone's fired on up, and I hope you guys are absolutely ready to go. Can we start off this day the right way? Can we start off this day with everyone in the chat room right now? Hit me with a good morning. Hit me with a good old Dekmar trades. Ah! Woo! Hitting me, feeling good. Someone slap me. Traders, got to turn up the energy as always. I mean, it is so late in the day, 7:02. Wake up your neighbors. Wake them up. Guys, get them going. If you live in an apartment building right now, and again, you want to go ahead and let yourself out a little bit of a scream, do it. These people should be more productive anyway. So, that's the way we want to kick off our day. Second thing second is we do have at this moment the big account all set, ready to go. I am above the PDT rule. Over $25,000 in the account. So traders, I can trade all day today. I could trade all day today if I want to. Now, that does not mean I will. I am still sticking to the same exact strategy. I am still sticking to the same exact plan. I trade when I have hot news. I trade when I have a good setup. So some people might think, Dek, does that mean you're about to trade 22 times today? No, I'll probably trade 3 times at most. You might say, Dek, 3 times at most? Yes, because that's where I have the best opportunities. There are not 20 good setups today. There are going to be probably 1, 2, 3 setups today. 3 good press releases, 3 low float stocks that I can catch early, 3 stocks that again could go on a big rip and run that I think is worth giving it a chance. That's the way you want to see it. We don't just trade because we can, right? That's a very big problem. That's again, I'm thinking of like I don't even know if I want to give this example, right? But it's not like if we have alcohol in the fridge, we don't just drink it all the time because it's there, right? Hopefully not, right? What we're thinking about is, hey, we want to be selective. If it's a Friday night and we have people over and we want to have a social gathering, sure, you know what, that's fine. But the thing is, it's about having your selections. You're picking and you're choosing, right? Same exact thing with stock trading. In stock trading, just because I can trade nonstop now doesn't mean I'm going to. It means, again, if I trade nonstop on, okay, let me buy this stock, let me buy this stock, let me buy this stock, guess what? I'm probably going to put myself in very bad situations. So what I want to do is wait for good key setups. There's usually, again, like 3 setups every single day, 3 perfect setups every single day. That's usually, the most I want to be trading. If you're saying, Dek, what's a heavy trading day for you? Probably like 5 trades. 5 trades is a heavy trading day for me. What's kind of like a normal trading day for me? 2 to 3, because I want to actually take quality trades. I don't care. Sometimes people, again, I don't mean to be rude, but sometimes people come up, they're like, hey, Dek, I made 20 trades today, baby. Woo! And it's like, all right, how much money did you make? And they're like, oh, I lost 3,000. Who cares how many trades you make? I don't care. If someone told me they make $20,000 on the day, do you think I'm asking how many trades they took? I say, no, again, that's amazing. They might just say, oh yeah, I took 1 good trade, right? That's all it is. So we're trying to get ourselves set up for success. We're trying to get ourselves set up, right? And be able to make this money, be able to make this cash, be able to make this profit with great setups, guys. So is there anything right now that we need to be looking at? Is there anything right now at this exact moment in time, in this exact moment in history, that we have to be pulling the trigger so that you guys are all set? And we have SGBX, VMAR, MGIH. Do any of these plays have any sort of news? Best way to see if they have any sort of news is just take a look at the top of the board right here. Top gainers with news or filings. SGBX, VMAR, MGIH. Notice how VMAR is not in the news section. Notice how MGIH is not in the news section. So again, I know SGBX has news, but that's it. Now, what could happen though is IMRN could have news from yesterday or last night. TDUP could have news from yesterday, or MGIH could have news from yesterday or last night. So I still always like to go through them on multiple sites just to make sure. But you know what? I'm going to turn off my float real quick. I'm going to turn off my float. I'm going to go over to change percentage, and let's just see what we have with the news. So it says, first things first, SGBX, the number 1 top gainer on the day. It says SGBX does have an acquisition. It says New Asia Holdings is in an LOI. An LOI stands for a letter of intent. Letter of intent to acquire these companies. So it is saying that that SGBX is in a letter of intent to acquire stock NAHD, which is an OTC stock. Now, let me ask you guys a question. When we acquire another company, what happens to our company? Well, we grow, don't we? So again, if you're wondering, Dek, is SGBX a good press release? This came out 15 minutes ago at 6:45. This stock has now gone all the way from 59 cents up to $1.30. If we acquire another company, that means we're gaining their assets. That means we're gaining their properties. That means we're gaining their employees. They're gaining their revenue streams. They're gaining everything. So it's only right. It's only a fact that if you are, again, acquiring a company, guess what? Your company's value is now going to go up. Your company's value is now going to be worth more than what it just was. So that's something that traders like. That's something that investors like. So SGBX right here is a good solid play. Traders are liking it, and the stock has gone from 57 cents up towards $1.12. When you go from 80 cents to $1.10, $1.20, the most important thing is to hold above $1. As long as you can hold above $1, this stock will have opportunity. As long as you can hold above $1, this stock is still going to remain bullish. But underneath $1 is where the stock is going to start fading on down. Underneath $1 is where the stock is going to start getting weaker. So the number one most important thing about SGBX right now at this morning is that, number one, it has a great press release. But number two, it stays above $1. If you start going underneath $1, that is where the weakness starts coming in. If you start going underneath $1, that's where you start getting more fading. That's where you start getting more dropping. And that's most likely when people are going to give up on these plays. So let's look at some of the next ones though. What about VMAR here? VMAR, I just want to see, is there any sort of news, credibility, or reasoning from maybe last night over on VMAR on why the stock is moving and ripping and running? And there was a press release last night. So last night, 15 hours ago, it does say VMAR files a patent application. Guys, I'm going to be frank with you. I do not like this press release. Guys, this press release says that they have filed a patent application. Who cares? Guys, you know how easy it is to file a patent application? You can file a patent application. If you discover something, if you have something, you can go ahead and file a patent. Just go to a patent application on Google and again, file it. This isn't anyone in the world can do this if you're a company or not, to go ahead and put an application for a patent. You might get accepted, you might get denied, and even if you get accepted, it's not like the biggest thing in the world. It's good news, but nothing insane. But this isn't even them being accepted. This is them saying they're filing for one, right? That's like you. Imagine this, guys. Imagine you are a senior in high school, okay? And all of a sudden you have this big graduation party and your family and friends are coming on over and everyone's saying, and you have a big cake that says Harvard University and you have balloons that say Harvard and you again walk out in your sweatshirt and it says Harvard and everyone says, whoa, you're going to Harvard? Congratulations. And you say, nah, I just, I filed, I put an application in. Okay. So it's like, what? So weren't you like at the bottom of your class? Weren't you like one of the dumb ones? Yeah. But you know what? I think they'll see through the lines. I think we're good. Harvard cake. I'm going to Harvard, baby. It's like you have no idea, right? It's like you can't just throw Harvard parties to yourself when all you did was apply, right? That's all this is. We applied for a patent. Who the heck cares? So again, VMAR, to me, this is a whole bunch of garbage. So like this play at this time, I really wouldn't be caring too much about it. If anything, if the stock does go crazy today, hey, let it become a great short. You could short against it and again, see the stock fade itself back on down. What else do we have here today? We also have MGIH today. Let's see, is there any sort of credibility, any sort of reason, any sort of good ideas with MGIH? And there is no news whatsoever. So at this moment, traders, really, SGBX does have good credible news. Now, even with SGBX, it isn't saying it has acquired. This is an LOI, a letter of intent, which means they plan on acquiring. So SGBX still isn't the best press release in the world. They plan on acquiring an LOI. We have again, VMAR. Hey, we had an application sent in. Okay, we don't have anything. Out of all the press releases today, there's nothing that's again absolutely incredible at this moment. Now, traders, take a look at this. We do have TMQ, 3-star word, right? When we take a look at TMQ here, 3-star word, it says, Dek, we have positive study results. Now that's good, right? But at the same time, it's 82 million in float. When you have 82 million in float, stocks just don't spike as well. Remember, we're always looking for low float stocks. Low float stocks are the ones that can go on the biggest rips, biggest runs, biggest pops, biggest climbs, all that good stuff. So that's what's again going to bring in a lot more excitement. That's going to bring in a lot more hype, and that's going to bring in a lot more momentum. So we want to make sure that we're all prepared and ready to rock and roll on that. Now, traders, I do want you guys to be aware of something coming on up. Coming on up this morning, we do have CPI data expectations. Let's just read through this together. It says today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. We do have CPI data will be released, and CPI data will be released at 8:30. The December CPI report due Wednesday is predicted to show another month of sticky inflation. Gas, food, vehicle, and shelter costs are among the areas believed to have kept the CPI elevated. Inflation remains above the Fed target, and it's widely believed that a rate cut is off the table for January, if not longer. Remember, we went over this yesterday. I made a video last night, and I put it over on YouTube where it talked about could there be a 2025 drop, right? So just a little heads on up. I put this on out last night. You can see 10 hours ago, right? Everyone go click this, go give it a smash thumbs on up, drop a comment if you guys haven't. And we went over why the market could crash. I don't think the market's going to dump, 20%, but I think the market is going to fall because all of this interest rate talk, all of this sticky inflation, all of this trouble, right? That's what we have. So data today is coming out at 8:30 a.m. The number that you guys want to be watching is going to be economists predict that the consumer price index rose 0.3% on a monthly basis in December, according to FactSet. That would mean the annual inflation rose to 2.8% to 2.7% in November. Economists expect the core inflation measure to rise 0.2%. So basically, anything above 0.2% is not good, okay? So we want to be watching today. At 8:30 a.m., you will see a dramatic move on the S&P 500. So on your charts, you can type in SPY, and on the SPY, you will be able to see in the matter of about an hour and a half-ish, an hour 15, about 75 minutes from now, that's when you guys are going to say to yourself, all right, hey, definitely be watching this closely. There definitely could be a big move coming on up. Producer price index increased 0.2% in December. Higher goods price amount for the PPI. Producer price index 3.3 on the year-on-year basis. And then if you want to get some more information, you could read this right here, like what is the CPI report? Why is it important? Things like that. So make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock. But I wanted to bring that to your attention here today to make sure that you guys are at least saying to yourself, all right, hey, 8:30 CPI data. If you're interested in, let's say, trading like Tesla today, at the time of 8:30, we're going to see a dramatic dip, right? We're going to see a dramatic move or a dramatic spike. Same exact thing, S&P 500. Right now, it is having a little spike back on up. But if it's bad news, we're going right back down to 580. So the good news is the S&P 500 is having a little gap up right now. The good news is the S&P 500 is having a little bit of a climb right now. The bad news is if this is bad data, we are going to see a very rapid hard drop at 8:30, and that's going to be very important to us. So I'm very happy right now, team, that it's always great to get our bearings. And what I mean by get our bearings, it's very great to just set ourselves up where we can go like this. Okay, it's 7:15 in the morning and we don't need a force. It's 7:15 in the morning and we don't need to get lost. We don't need to feel hectic. We don't need to feel like, is there anything breaking on out? I'm here to give you that answer right here. Is there anything that's missing that, again, you should be on top of? SGBX, we already went over it. They have an LOI to acquire another company. That LOI is a letter of intent. It has a good credible news, but it's actually not acquiring it yet. That could be 6 months down the road before they actually acquire another company. Still, it's a low float stock, so people are buying. VMAR, absolute garbage. VMAR is saying it's applying for a patent. Who cares? This means absolutely nothing. Most likely, if it does spike, just short it right back on down, but I don't even think it's going to spike regardless. HSDT, not too much I'm seeing there. Also, MGIH, this stock was a quick little top gainer of yesterday. Had a quick little spike, gave it all back. Same exact thing, quick little spike, giving it all on back. I don't think there's anything that you need at this exact moment. I think the best thing for us to do is wait for the main play. Wait for the mob runner. Wait for the hype. Wait for the action. Wait for the activity. Wait for whatever stock is going to stand up and say, this is going to be the best play of the day. This is going to be the best stock of the day. This is going to be the best mover of the day. So I do want to make sure every single person is ready and prepared for that. But the good news is it's only 7:16 in the morning. Let's go over to CNBC.com. Something, a nice little routine I always like to get into is, again, always looking at, what's going on CNBC? What are people aware of? JP Morgan Chase tops estimate on better than expected fixed income and investment banking results. Awesome. I know, again, earnings season starts up this Friday. Dow futures climbed 200 points on strong banking earnings ahead of inflation data. So if you're wondering why the SPY is up right now, we are, again, starting off earnings season. Earnings season is very big. Earnings season is very important. And let me go ahead and grab this for you. I'll find it in a second, of all the earnings reports that are going to be coming on out. So again, we have a lot of earnings that are going to be coming on out starting next week. Friday, we have a lot of banking plays, and banking stocks are always the kickoff to earnings plays. So just a little heads on up. So you can see JP Morgan Chase came on out with their banking earnings this morning. Positive, brought the market on up. Wells Fargo shares jump after earnings beat. Strong 2025 guidance, moving on up. That's good. To see banking plays do well in high interest rate environments, that is very good. And that's a very strong sign. So just think about this, traders. Right now, we have a strong economy. We do have a strong economy. I'm not talking about, oh, no, I like Kamala. Oh, I like Trump. Oh, I like Biden. Oh, I like J.D. Vance. I'm not talking about anything political. I'm talking about the fact that we have high interest rates at this moment and we have low unemployment. I'm talking about the fact that we have high interest rates at this moment and we're having good guidance for 2025 banking plays. Bank stocks rip and run when there's low interest rates. When there's high interest rates and they're still beating guidance, that's very important. That's very crucial, and that's very awesome to see. So that's why the S&P 500 is gapping up this morning. Now, on top of that, mortgage demand is mixed as interest rates are high at its highest level since May. The average contract on interest rate 30-year fixed rate mortgage is at 7.09 from 6.99%. Applications to refinance a home were 22% higher than the same week 1 year ago. Applications for a mortgage purchase were 2% lower from the same week 1 year ago. So, traders, still homes, it's weird. Homes just like don't really drop in price too much just because number one, there's not as many homes being sold. So it's like, why are they not dropping? Because no one wants to sell their home and go out and get a 7% interest rate. So it's basically everyone's just, hey, I have a home, I'm keeping my home. I don't need to sell it right now. So before it used to be crazy competition. Everyone, again, compete in low interest rates. Now it's high interest rates. And guess what? No one's competing because no one's selling. Everyone's just saying, I don't want to sell my home and go out and get a 7% interest rate. You know what? I'll sit back. I'll stay smart. No harm done, right? That's kind of more where it's at. BlackRock hits assets of $11.6 trillion in fourth quarter. Goldman Sachs is about to report its fourth quarter earnings. So we got, again, some good news. Banking plays doing well. We do have high interest rates. CPI data at the time of 8:30 today, which is going to be in about 70 minutes. And other than that, every single penny stock right now is a whole bunch of hoopla, nothing again big at this moment. So we are absolutely fine. It's always great to wake up and get that sense of clarity. Sometimes, again, like this morning, traders, this morning I booted up my computer right around like 6:35, 6:40 in the morning. And then all of a sudden I had to go through that update, and that update took like 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh man, hold on, come on. So I was kind of rushing into this morning, rushing into getting the live streams up and going, rushing to making sure everyone's aware of I'm live, rushing to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. And then, it's like, all right, what's happening in the market? So I was actually happy we didn't get any sort of 7 a.m. news today. I was actually pretty pumped about that just because it allows us to be able to get our feet underneath us, allow us to be as smart as we possibly can. So that's what it's all about right here and right now. Traders, other than that, especially for everyone that's over on YouTube, so that you guys are all set, ready to go, I do want to let you guys know there are 72 spots left. Okay, what do I mean by that? I said, once we hit 100 new signups, I'm taking off the deal. So what's the deal? You guys can pick any package that you guys want and type in the word 2025. You guys are going to get 25% off. So there is about 75 spots left. So if you guys, again, want to sign up and become a member of tradecaster.com, or if you are a member already and saying, hey, Dek, I want to go over to an annual membership and save $500, you guys can do that right now as well. So the thing is, there are 75 spots left. After, again, 75, I said once we get 100 signups, 100 new, again, memberships, 100 whatever, I'm taking away the 25% discount. So whenever that is, I'm going to leave it up till Saturday if, again, we don't hit 100, but I think it's most likely going to be gone by today or tomorrow. Just a little heads on up. So if you plan on becoming a TradeCaster member, go to promo code 25. You'll get 25% off, and you guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll. Right when we hit 100, I'm turning it on off. I'm, again, giving the 25% discount to, again, people that want to be part of our community, want to be able to upgrade, want to be able to take their trade to the next level. So just a little heads up for every single person that you guys are good, ready to get after it, ready to make this money. Oh my goodness. Traders, what in the world is going on here today? It is, again, 7:20 in the morning. Can a man just, again, start live streaming in peace? Can we take a second here and can we just see what we have at this moment? I'm live on YouTube at this moment, and this man just won't stop. just came through. It is 7:21 in the morning. Can a man just wake on up? Day trade professor. What is wrong with you watchers? Dekmar is giving you knowledge worth of $10,000s of dollars. Hundreds of you are watching and won't give a thumbs on up. Dek is a blessing, and not supporting him is an absolute disgrace. I'll always support you, Sean. Throwing out a $300 donation. Oh my goodness. A $300 donation today. Oh. Day trade professor. Day trade professor. What is this man doing today? He's built different. He's built different. You want to be him, you can't. Thank you so much, Day Trade Professor. A $300 donation to kick off this day. Oh. I just think to myself, how can a man get so handsome? How can a man be so intelligent? How can a man know how to be able to bend the rules? Oh, man. Thank you so much, Day Trade Professor. Guys, everyone go follow that guy over on Instagram right now. Came in hot yesterday with a big donation. Amazing work. And yes, hey everyone, let's take a second. Let's smash that thumbs on up. Everyone, let's just smash that thumbs on up right there. Smash that thumbs on up over on that YouTube. What a way to start off this day. What a way to start off this day. Yeah, I'm fired up. Jacked on up right here. I don't know what I want to do. I got all this energy right now. I just want to run to a wall. I want to beat someone up. No, wait, hold on. No, I don't want to do that. It's like, stop giving this guy money. He's getting pissed. Oh yeah, you guys like that? Giving you guys a little bit of the leg show. Whew. Oh man, you guys want to know how much I squat? Someone take a guess. Someone throw out a random guess right now before we get to the 7:30 a.m. press release. Take one guess on how much I squat. I warm up 900 pounds. How many reps? 900. Traders, that's a warm up. Okay? You ever see Saquon Barkley's legs? You ever see that? Put them together. That's one of my legs. That's it. I only show usually chest up just because they're so ginormous. It looks like Squidward when he found, that he likes out Krabby Patties. You know what I'm talking about? They look like that. They're absolutely jacked to the brim. All right, team. We got about 4 minutes until the 7:30 a.m. PR wave. Kicking some things on off. We got to get ready to rock and roll. We got to get ready to crush it. We got to get ready to make this money. We got to get ready to get dived on in here. So I am very excited. Oh, sorry about that. If you guys are live over on the Discord, if you guys are watching over on the Discord right now, I just want to let you know to everyone, I am live. I unmuted it over there. Thank you. As I said, I was kind of rushing this morning a little bit, so I knew maybe something was unmuted. All right, traders, let's get after it now. Let's see what we have. Now it's game time. Now it's time to wake up. Now it's time to get after it at this moment. It is 7:26 a.m. Watching the news at 7:30. Let's get ourselves prepared. Dek, how do we get ourselves prepared? Well, again, number one is always switch over your order box if you haven't yet to ARCA. Remember, guys, we got to have the ARCA setting all set, ready to go. It doesn't matter what stock you have. You got to have ABC, you have whatever. As long as you guys are on the ARCA setting so you guys can trade right away. You guys can see right now at this moment, my orders are 0 out of 0. I have nothing that I'm currently sitting going on. My positions is a 0 empty box. There is nothing in here because I do not have any positions at this moment. So Dek, what are you waiting for? What are you looking at? What are you, what are you going to be getting yourself involved in? I personally am, again, going to be watching for the next big first hot press release to kick off the party. Traders, what do we always look for? We are always looking for 3-star words, right? 3-star hot press releases, positive. We're looking for agreements. We're looking for reaching endpoints. We're looking for acquire. We're looking for mergers. We're looking for partnerships and large contracts with the government. We're looking for low float stocks that have ripping and running. You guys know the drill by now. If you guys are here on Monday, if you guys are here on Tuesday, we know that we are watching for hot news. And if you miss the news, you can short it right back on down, right? So that's absolutely great. So if you miss the news, you can short it back on down. If you miss the news, you could be able to say, hey, you know what? It spiked on up. I was a little too late. Let me again go ahead and make some money back on down. On Monday, we were able to make $200. I think it was like $195. Then again, yesterday, we made over $760, right? So again, right so far, over the last 2 days of trading live with you, I have been able to make just underneath $1,000. It's been like $950. But today, we are looking to be able to bump those numbers up a little bit, right, rookie? We're looking to be able to get those numbers on up, pump those things on up a little bit. So let's see what we have in the next 2 minutes. Let's see again how we can be able to get ourselves involved in plays. Now remember, traders, when it comes down to stock trading, especially in pre-market, first come, first served. Now, there are going to be a lot of plays that sometimes just go on big time spikes and comes back on down. For instance, yesterday, SNGX went on a big time spike and came crashing on down. But at the other times, there's going to be many times that a stock will come out with a hot press release and it holds and it goes on even a bigger spike. So it's never wrong to lock in profits when you have it. Never wrong. If you guys are a person that's saying, hey, Dek, I usually end up I usually holding too long. I usually end up holding until I'm in the red. Understand, if you're in the green, take your profits. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes stocks will hold and go on massive rips, massive runs, massive climbs. But if, again, we don't get anything that holds, if there's nothing that, again, spikes on up and holds up its gains, just take your profits when you have them. Guess what? If you make $300, if someone walked in your room right now and put $300 on your table, you'd be psyched. You'd be ecstatic. But if it's in the stock market, you make $300 and you think to yourself, ooh, I could have made more. That's not the way you want to think. That's not the way you want to have that mindset, right? Have that mindset of every green is good. All profits is good. So, guys, we got about 40 seconds here. 40 seconds here. Right now, traders, 30 seconds, keeping our eyes peeled, watching and waiting. $20 seconds here, traders. Let's get ready to go. Now, I will say, I said this yesterday, usually the biggest press release waves are going to be 8 o'clock and 8:30. That's when we have the most news. Watch for, again, the gold. Gold is going to be what we like the most, okay? Just a little heads on up. Gold is usually going to be positive results, some sort of results in some way or another, okay? Here we go, guys. 7:30 is here. Game time. Everyone lock in. Everyone lock in. 2025 guidance. Don't care. Only one press release. Operating officer. New again. Operating officer. Don't care. Right now, we're still watching and waiting. If you guys see any sort of news, feel free to throw it on out there. Remember, we are a team. If for some reason, like the scanner doesn't pick something up, go ahead and you can go ahead and throw it out there. Right now, HOVR, New Horizon, maintains a $2 price target. Doesn't matter to us. So again, as I said, 7:30 sometimes is a little bit slower. 8 o'clock and 8:30 is usually the big ones, but you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get other than probably some freaking chocolate. So a little slow so far. We've only had 3 press releases. We've had guidance press release, operating officer press release, and a $2 target press release. As of today, SGBX, again, talks about having an LOI. VMAR talks about having a patent press release. None of this is really too good. None of this is too good yet. We don't have the mob play. When I say the mob play, what am I referring to? The majority of buyers. There's not one play that I'm in, you're in, everyone's in. Everyone's freaking out saying, that's the stock, that's the stock. Right now, everyone's sitting on their hands. Right now, again, everyone is, again, just sitting on their hands. Opa! Sitting down and saying, hey, I don't want to touch that mouse. I don't want to, again, pull the trigger. I don't want to put myself in a position that's just going to lose. I don't want to put myself in a position that possibly could make me lose here today. Stock billion, when you say watch gold, do you mean the gold stock? No, again, I'm talking about watching the gold press releases. So again, the gold press releases on Fox Runner. Those are, again, the best one. Positive results, phase results, endpoints. So again, I had the keywords to Fox Runner, not gold. I don't care about gold. Okay. Oh, Deck told me to buy gold stocks. Oh, we're going to be so rich. Oh, God. Oh, Decky, we did it. We did it. We struck gold. Oh, thank you for your advice. No, I'm not talking about that. Don't buy gold today. I'm talking about gold press releases. Oh, Mama and Daddy are going to be so proud. Oh, we get to go back home. Oh, they're going to welcome us with open arms. That's how I imagine. I don't know. What accent is that? Can someone help me out? What accent is that? Where do they speak like that? Is there any country in the world that sounds like that? Or is that just some mythical land I feel like I just made up? It's one or the other. It has to be some. People have to talk like that somewhere. So right now, traders, we got to be all set here. Let's go. Spoon and Rooster. Spoon and Rooster right here donates $9.99. Shout out to you, Spoon and Rooster, for the $9.99 donation. No message at all. Let's just throw that out there for a second as well. No message. Just donates $9 and just says nothing. That's a guy that really, he kind of reminds me of Neo from The Matrix. Says nothing. Just sits there. Just does his work. Here's $9, Deck. Don't need you to read anything whatsoever. Don't care. Shout out to you, Spoon and Rooster. Thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. Traders, we had no news, though, at 7:30. No news at 7:30. No news at 7 a.m. just yet. What is TAOP doing? Little TAOP action. Maybe it's a little bit bigger in float. We can take a look over on TAOP. Just started spiking on up here slightly. TAOP. Little bit of a move, and no news I see. No news I see at TAOP. Stock did just go from 30 cents to 50 cents. TAOP, I am not going to be trading this play. Not in on this play, just went on a 60% move. I do not see any sort of news on Yahoo Finance. I do not see any news on Market Watch. I do not see any news on Fox Runner. So I see no news on this play. Stock just spiked up 66%, and it could come crashing right back on down in just a moment if, again, there is no sort of good, true credibility behind it. Sometimes these stocks just go on a very big spike. So TAOP, want to keep our eyes peeled on this one. Also, I see a little bit of SOFI action. SOFI, a little bit of a spike. You guys can see SOFI right here, pre-market highs. I will say, I will give this, guys, yesterday, and let's just give it 1 second. Sometimes news comes out at 7:35. Like sometimes we'll have 8 o'clock, 8:05. Sometimes we'll have 8:30, 8:35. So I just don't want to miss anything. But we can talk about SOFI coming on up in just a moment. I know people love that play. That's like one of the top plays right now on Wall Street bets. Every single person's like, I'm about to make millions off SOFI. I'm about to make millions of dollars. SOFI, SOFI, SOFI. So like there's a lot of money in SOFI. And SOFI, again, just popped up on the pre-market mover board. Very slow right now, but is, again, getting a nice bounce back on up towards around $15. Let's just see if any other news comes out at 7:35. If not, then most likely 8 o'clock will be the next press release wave. So we're still keeping our eyes peeled on this. Saying, Deck, not sure if you covered it, but quantum stocks are starting to rebound. Any reason why? Well, it's more just the fact that a lot of traders are seeing it as a dip buy now. That's all. So the thing is, if you're taking a look and saying, okay, RGTI, Deck, it's starting to rebound. Well, yeah, it's starting to rebound because this is what we call a dead cat bounce play. I don't come up with the names. That's just what it's called. So a dead cat bounce play, guys, what it is when you have a monster spike and then the stock falls so much that, guess what? People just buy it just because it's such a dip buy now. The stock has fallen so much. The stock has given so much back. The stock has turned into absolute, it has crashed all the way down that now people are saying, you know what? This stock was all the way up at $22. If I can get it at $5, sure, I'll give it a chance. That's the idea, right? That the stock was up so much that people are going to say, you know what? I'll give it a chance. IONQ went from $10 to $55. And now people are saying it fell on down from $5 to $55 down to $25. You know what? I'll give it a chance. It's at $25. Why not? So is it that quantum has some sort of big, did something happen overnight with quantum? No. It's just the fact that these stocks are beaten up so much over the last 2 weeks that people are just jumping in saying, hey, this could just be an amazing dip buy. This could just be an amazing entry just because they have been beaten down so much recently, And that's what you guys have to realize. That's what you guys have to see. SPRC extends, so it has regains compliance. That usually goes on quick little spikes, gives it all on back. But no, we're all good to go. Let's talk about SOFI real quick. A lot of traders love SOFI. We got to go over this. So if we actually go over yesterday to the news alerts tab, I believe yesterday they talked about SOFI. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Let me scroll on down here. Ding, 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 ding. Or was it the day before that? No, here it is. SOFI. So guys, SOFI, one of the most talked about stocks. So can SOFI turn into the next 1,000x spiker? So every now and then, we come across a stock with such a strong following on social media that we want to bring it to your attention. That stock right now is SOFI. So SOFI Technologies. What is SOFI Technologies? SOFI Technology provides a various of financial services in the United States, Latin America, and Canada. It operates through three segments: lending, technology, platform, and financial services. The company offers lending and financial services and products that allow its members to borrow, save, spend, invest, and protect money. It offers personal loans, student loans, home loans, and related services. The company also operates Galileo, a technology platform that offers services to financial and non-financial institutions. Traders, if you do not know, SOFI is basically what they would say like the next step to banking. You guys know how we have like the next step of money where people say is like Bitcoin? Now imagine the next step of banking. The next step of banking, this new digital era. When we think about banking, banking's very old. JP Morgan, Chase Bank. We think about these super old banks that have been here and established for years and years and years. Since your grandpa, since your great grandpa, right? But what we have right here, right, when we take a look over on SOFI, is they are basically trying to turn into the next fintech, the next step of banking, the next digital age of banking. So I kind of think about it to myself where it's like, okay, Bitcoin was the next step of money. That's kind of what SOFI is to banking. So SOFI last year went on an 82% climb. Definitely got a lot of action, a lot of activity. Positive effects on rate cuts and banking stocks. So one major reason why SOFI is getting the attention is because of upcoming rate cuts. Traders, when banks have high interest rates, they don't usually make as much money. People don't like to take out loans when you have high interest rates. People don't like to take out car loans or house loans with high interest rates. People aren't going to be doing whatever with high interest rates. People aren't going to be storing and saving up their money. A lot of times, people don't have as much money. So when we have high interest rates, banks suffer. One reason why people are getting very excited is because not only do they like the CEO of SOFI, not only has SOFI actually been showing good numbers, but also 2025 is supposed to be the year that, guess what happens? We start having rate cuts. And that's what should be leading towards banks, like banks, climbing, banks going on a big time rip and run. Another reason to be bullish on SOFI is the company just turned profitable. SOFI Technologies recently celebrated its third consecutive quarter of profitability, posting net incomes of $17 million compared to a net loss of $47 million a year earlier. There's also, again, on this, a strong buy. Moving average consensus, a strong buy. Technical average, neutral. So what we have at this moment is SOFI is a stock that spiked 80%. It's the next step in banking, massive following on social media, interest rates coming on up, just became profitable, and is a strong buy on through analysts. Traders, all very good things. All things that are getting people want to get up and dance. People saying, oh, this is the next big rip and run. You could type in SOFI over on YouTube and every single person is like talking about SOFI. So make sure that you guys are aware of this play. Do I like it? Yes, I do. I like profitable plays. I like plays that could turn into the next big thing. SOFI could easily again start ripping and running, but I think it's going to have to wait until we actually start seeing rate cuts. But they do have their earnings report on January 27th, and that's the day that a lot of people are focused on. About 10 days, or about 13 days from now, that is when we are going to have earnings reports, and SOFI is going to be one of the top plays people are going to be watching and looking at. So make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go on that. That is going to be very big once SOFI does come on out with its earnings report. That is going to really be leading the charge there. But a lot of people are also saying like SOFI is kind of going to be like the next Palantir type of run. PLTR obviously, went on that crazy spike from $20 or $5 all the way up to $85. Insane type of action. Palantir trying to work itself back on up here. Remember, we are only at this point 49 minutes away until the S&P 500 possibly gets a mega drop or a mega spike, right? If it's good CPI data, I think again it's going to spike back up near around 587, 588. If it's bad CPI data, I think it's going back on down to like, I think we hit like 578 today. I think we'll fall. There's always, when fear kicks in, usually fear can lead towards a big sell-off. Fear can usually lead to a bigger sell-off than, again, excitement. A lot of times when people get scared, they really get scared. When people get excited, they get excited, but it doesn't move up as much. There's always more room to fall a lot of times than there is to climb back on up. So we want to see what we get. Also, a little heads on up, OSTX. OSTX, guys, ooh, great spike right here. I see a lot of you guys talking about this play. When did this one just come out with news? OSTX, guys, what happened on this? OSTX announces phase 2 trials, achieves primary endpoints. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, what time did this come on out? This came out at the most random time, 7:40. 7:40, most random time. Traders, this is one of the best press releases you can have. Little heads on up. OSTX just came out with a press release 2 minutes ago. So we're not too late on it. But I see everyone freaking out in chat. OSTX just came on out with one of the best press releases you can possibly come out with. And that is, again, primary endpoints being reached. It does not get any better than primary endpoints getting reached. This is one of the best news, one of the best press releases you can ever have. Dek, would you buy this play? I hate the fact that I would be buying it a little bit late. But this is, one of the best plays. Now, also, if you're saying, Dek, why didn't that come up on the news scanner? Because, again, it's bigger in float. This play is larger in float, so I don't have larger in float plays to come on up. So you can see how that's 16.5 million in float. So again, it's not coming up on my scanner just because I have it filtered out for lower floats. But Dek, so why is this one spiking so well? This is one of the best press releases you can get. We'll see what happens on this play momentarily, but I will let you guys know an entire biopharmaceutical company, all they're trying to do is reach their endpoints. If you're an investor into a play, okay, just think about this. I know I'm going to explain this. If you are an investor into a biopharmaceutical company, and they say, our goal is to be able to reduce tumors in livers. That's our goal. Invest into us and we'll make that happen. And then they complete phase 1, and they complete phase 2, and they complete phase 3, and then they reach their endpoints. They did it. So essentially, what is happening is when you reach endpoints, you did it. You did what you put out. You did what you said you were going to do, and it makes companies as happy as possible. Take a look right here. What is the only 4-star word? The only 4-star word is positive endpoints, primary endpoints. Those are the 4-star words that you guys always have to be on top of and always be aware of. So OSTK, this one just went from, again, $4 right up towards $8 because of coming out with that press release. So do I think there's more room to run? The answer is yes, I do. There most likely will be more room to run. Most likely will be more activity. Let's take a look now. We announced phase 2 that we have achieved primary endpoints with statistical significance, with the prevention of recurrent fully resected of this metastatic, whatever they were trying to, fix. So again, we have our survival-free primary endpoints. We showed statistical significance. Traders, this is as good as it can get. To be honest with you, that's the best press release that you can have. So OSTK or OSTX, do I still like this play? Absolutely, I do. I hate getting in late though. And even though it's not that late, it's only 4 minutes late, 5 minutes late, I still feel like I'm still slightly late. You know what I mean? Let me throw on the VWAP real quick. I want to see where that bouncing could be. So again, we do have OSTX trying to get this hype, OSTX trying to get this momentum. And we have to see at this point, is it going to break on out? Is this stock going to be able to break on out? Is this stock going to be able to bring in that momentum? Is this stock going to start ripping and running? And again, I appreciate the chat being so on top of it. I looked over on the chat room, everyone's screaming, Dek, OSTX, OSTX. So this is, one of those amazing press releases. And now it's just a little bit tough. Now, why Dek is a little bit tough? Because obviously we want to get in at 4. We want to get in at 5. We want to get in at 6. It's a little bit scary buying in at 8. Right? It's a little bit scary, not being right on top of it. So what kind of tripped us up here, traders? Did this press release come out at 7:30? No. Did this press release come out at 8 o'clock? No. It came out at a little bit of a random time, didn't it? Came out at a little bit of a random time. It came out at a little bit of a random mover here. It wasn't, again, like an easy one to say, hey, everyone's buying this play. Hey, this is the one that we could be ready for. And that happens. That happens. So OSTX right here, traders, setting itself up in a little bit of a bull flag pattern, trying to get a little bit of a squeeze. So traders, a little bit of a bull flag pattern. Notice how we have lower highs and we also have higher lows. So we have a little bit of a squeeze, and we're going to watch to see if that is going to be able to get that next leg. Watch to see if that is going to squeeze on up. Watch to see if that is going to pop and rip and run. Past chart history pattern. Let's take a look. Are there any old spiking highs? Nope. So are we really at this, traders? Are we at all-time highs right now? Because if we are at, let's just think about this. Let's take a second here. If we're at all-time highs, there's no past chart history pattern, and we have positive phase 2 data, the only thing that can slow this play down is itself. That's it. 52-week range, 648. Right now, traders, we're at $8. The only thing that can slow down OSTX is itself. That's pretty awesome to be thinking about. Incredible press release, bull flag setup, phase 2 trials. If this keeps on ripping and running, it's got momentum. There's nothing to slow it down other than people taking profits. So, do I think it's a little risky buying the stock now up 100%? Absolutely. You kind of have to start figuring out a game plan to yourself. Do I want to buy this right now? Do I not want to buy it? Do I want to just pull the trigger and give it a chance? Do I want to have a stop loss at 790, $7.90 and give it 20 cents? Is it going to fall back underneath again? Whatever, again, your game plan is, you can stick with it. If you pull the trigger, I can understand. If you don't pull the trigger and say, I'm just going to give it a little time to see how it shakes on up, I understand that as well. The worst case scenario, though, is you give it too much time, it spikes up to $11, and then you buy at $11. Let me say this right now. If you are going to buy this play today, buy it within the next 10 minutes. Okay? If you're going to buy OSTX today, buy it within the next 10 minutes. If you are not going to buy OSTX today, throw it out the window and say, I'm not trading it. It's amazing. It's a great press release. It has no chart pattern's perfect. Dek, what's the only thing that's going to hurt it? A little bit larger in float. That's it. A little bit larger in float. And since it's a little bit larger in float, it's not a 1 million in float play. It's not a 2 million in float play. It's 17 million in float. And since it's 17 million in float, it's going to be a little bit harder to lead towards that big time spike. It's going to be a little bit slower to actually go on that crazy breakout. It's going to be a little bit tougher to see that play go nuts. We had the initial kind of boom, but since it is a little bit larger in float, it's not going to be easy. Yusuf, Dek, I got in at 614. I sold at 795. Easy money. Those keywords are gold. Hey, salute. MD, Dek, why don't you teach us about futures trading on prop front accounts? Your customers may want to know. Again, unfortunately, I just don't know too much about that. How much money have I made on futures? Zero. How much money have I made on prop firm accounts? Zero. So I just don't want to talk about things I don't know, right? That's all. I mean, there are so many different ways to be able to invest in the market. And the thing is, if you sign up for a prop firm account, go for it. Use the strategies I'm teaching you. Make that money. If you want to, again, sign on up for whatever, I'm using this account, go for it. Use the strategies I'm teaching you. So again, I don't do prop firms. I don't do futures. I do what makes me money. Traders, you guys have been here with me for the last 2 days. Have you guys not? Both days, you guys have seen me make money. Why would I do anything else? A lot of times people say, Dek, you should try options. You should try futures. You should try Forex. You should try crypto. You should try this. Guys, I've been able to make a living for the last 10 years of my life, waking up early, pulling the trigger, and making this cash, right? Why would I, again, change it up? Well, I don't know. Maybe you can make more money. I don't know, right? The thing is, last time I tried to change it on up and go into options, options was brutal. Options sucked. Options were the worst odds I've ever seen in my life. I hated options. I didn't like them at all. So I went back to, again, what I know. I went back to what I love, and I started making more money again. So the thing is, a lot of times, I'm not saying, it's bad to expand, but I'm saying, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If I wake up every morning and people buy hot press releases, why don't I just become the best press release trader I can? We know this works. We know this strategy works. We know it's successful. We know we make money. I made money the last 2 days straight with you guys, and I'll probably make money today, hopefully. But the thing is, that's all we do. So let's see here over on this play. Congrats, everyone making money. Smud, $345 right here. Nice work over on that play. Got in at 788. 500 at 788. Then at 729. Sold at 793. Nice little $500 profit. Guys, take a look at OSTX right now. Stock's getting very close in this bull flag pattern. Can it start working itself back on up? We got 9 minutes until the 8 a.m. press release. 9 minutes until the 8 a.m. press release coming on out here next. Stock is getting a little bit of a fade and fall at this time, though. Smud, get me some mastermind play money. Woo! I know Smud's coming out to Utah. Traders, we gotta have our Utah mastermind not next week, the following week. So everyone that is coming on out to Utah with me, I am absolutely so excited, absolutely so fired on up to be there with you guys. So the mastermind is going to be going live in the next 2 weeks, and we're absolutely jacked on up. If you guys would like to be able to come on out to the mastermind still, we have one spot available. So if you guys are interested, we got one spot available. We look forward to, again, having you out here. It's going to be an absolute blast. We're all set, ready to go. So we got the house all set, ready to rock. Jacuzzi already warmed on up. We got the absolutely beautiful mountains right there. We're going to be trading every single morning. And then we're hitting the ski resorts or going out to Park City every single day. So if you guys are a skier and a snowboarder, you guys want to come on out to the Utah Mastermind, it's in 2 weeks. We're going to be sleeping, staying at the house. We got the cook, we got the chef, we got the driver, we got the live trades, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful, absolutely awesome, and I'm jacked on up for it. So make sure you guys are ready to go here. Big day, big opportunities. Traders, we got about 6 minutes here. OSTX, finally, at least we have one mob play here today. OSTX right here. This is the #1 mob play. Deck, do you think that this one could spike back on up? I do. I absolutely do. I absolutely think OSTX could be able to spike back on up. Traders, we got about 5 minutes here at this moment. 5 minutes until we get the next big wave. Now, the first big wave of the day is going to be 8 a.m. Traders, everyone take a quick little 5-minute breather. Quick little 5-minute breather. I'm going to run, get a drink of water. I'm going to bring it on over. I'm going to put on some socks because my feet are freezing. And then on top of that, we're going to get ready for 8 a.m. Everyone, quick little 5-minute breather. Keep your eyes peeled over on OSTX. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's see what this day brings us. And of course, we'll be going from there. 5 minutes. Quick 5-minute break. Everyone get back for the 8 a.m. press release. 8 a.m. press release right around the corner. We do not want to miss it. We want to crush this. We want to make this cash. We want to make this money. And I'll see you guys back here in about 5 minutes. Let's get ready to work. Let's get ready to get after it. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up. Let's get ready to go. Traders, big morning ahead. Let's make this money.
I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy.
We don't sleep when the sun goes down. We don't waste no precious time. All my friends in the loop, making up for teenage crime.
Hey, yeah, yeah.
We don't sleep when the sun goes down. We don't waste no precious time.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you listen. I can tell it this. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back. Just you don't get attached. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you listen. I can tell it this. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back. Just you don't get attached.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do. Times Square can shine as bright as you, I swear it's true.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky.
So what you do to me, 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 what you do to me.
Sweet Texas, ain't no holding. Lay your cards down. Pocket Lexus, throw your keys up.
shot of whiskey. You're too sweet for me. Everybody at the bar get good.
She's a bad thing, fine as hell, biggest fool. Oh my God, that's my baby. Caroline, who did fine, mighty fine. Started really go to time. That's true. Like a pool. Holy, I'm really lit. It's looking like it's about time to keep up. Caroline, listen up. Don't wanna hear about your horoscope or what the future holds. Shut up and let's get it.
You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine, oh yeah.
Don't you know I lose one toe when you're not next to me? I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see?
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life.
All right, traders. Here we go. Here we go. Little Dak Prescott. Here we go. Traders, we know. Let's just get everyone all set here. Let's get everyone all prepared. We know 8 a.m. is about to be here. It is going to be in about 1 minute. Our 8 a.m. press release wave is about to be coming on out. Now, with the 8 a.m. press release wave coming on out, we have to realize that OSTX is still the #1 top gainer. I have seen this many times, and I want to give every single person the clear-cut heads up right now. Most traders are going to be focused over on OSTX. At 8 o'clock, we will see a lot of news come on out. If no news sticks, if no news gets the fire, if no news gets the flame, everyone's going to go right back to OSTX. So at this time, I think OSTX is fading. It is falling. It is getting lower highs. But I will state this. If we do not see anything kind of catch the fire or shift traders away from OSTX at the 8 a.m. press release wave, expect to see OSTX spike probably back up towards $8. The reason why is because you're here to trade. I'm here to trade. We're all here to trade. If there's nothing that's available to trade out of 8 a.m., people go back to the stock that's been making people money. Does that make sense? So just be ready for that in the next few moments. Other than that, we are live. It is again 8 o'clock right now. Everyone, all eyes on the news scanner. I'll read out everything that I can that is worth our time, that is worth getting involved in. Right now, we have preliminary results. That's an earnings report to do New Orleans. Nope, nothing too big just yet. We have a new Japanese patent. Don't care about that. TBMC. Nope, we don't need that. New Japanese patent. Talks about a new summit coming on up. Doesn't matter. BOF talks about highlighted a $4 million largest warehouse club. So it had a $9 million revenue. So BOF maybe gets a little bit of hype. BOF. So far, we're not seeing too much news so far today, especially at 7 o'clock, 7:30, or even 8 o'clock. It's been a little bit weaker than usual. A little bit weaker than usual at this time. I want to see something come on up. For anyone who does not know, I am above the PDT rule now. I have over $25,000 in my account. Right now at this time, over $25,000 in my account. Looking to get myself involved in some trades and get myself, involved to start making some money. SANA hit a new high of the day. That could get a little dead cat bounce play off of that. Was a top gainer, I believe, of Friday of last week. AIFF, that's starting to get a little bit of a bounce play. That was a top gainer of yesterday as well. You could see that over on the pre-market movers. So the scanners that are right here, pre-market movers, all the ones that are hitting new highs. Sometimes I watch this when news is coming out to see what stocks are maybe spiking from news. Right now, traders, not that much news though. We kind of been lacking a little bit of news at this time. Lacking a little bit of the news. Now, since we're lacking news, what does that mean? It means, again, traders are going to be interested in going back over towards OSTX. So traders will be back interested in going over towards OSTX. Break of the downtrend is when there will be probably some excitement. So you could pull the trigger right now if, let's say, you're like, hey, Dek, I just want to give this a chance, because there's nothing that's stealing the hype. There's nothing that's stealing the show away from OSTX right now. I was hoping we'd get a 3-star press release. I was hoping we'd get another 2-star, 3-star positive results, whatnot. Nothing so far. The only press release that's actually worth our time at this moment is, of course, OSTX. Serve Serve, guys, little heads on up. Serve got a price target to $23. The reason why I say that, the reason why, again, that might get a little hype is Serve is the robotics company that NVIDIA invested into. So again, NVIDIA has put in, I believe, $25 million into Serve Robotics. They have already stated multiple times that robots are going to be very important in the future. If NVIDIA is investing into Serve, that's a company that a lot of people do like and that they are watching. We do have the word groundbreaking, that little scientist, right, guys? That means groundbreaking. So again, whenever you see that little scientist, sometimes again, we might get a little bit of hype. That's groundbreaking. We saw a good keyword yesterday. VLCN, not too much yet though. Right now, it's still the only play is OSTX in my eyes as of now. I want to see something though. Give us something. We got an agreement. VTAK. VTAK, guys, a little bit of an agreement. This is a little bit of a smaller play, smaller stock right at this moment, but an agreement might set the tone, might start leading towards a little bit of rip and run. VTAK, 3-star press release, talks about an agreement to acquire another company. So traders, if we are acquiring another company on VTAK, expect this play to possibly spike up towards around 70 cents. I'm not the biggest fan of stocks that are sub $1, but I will say, you know what, if it's making you money, it doesn't matter, right? If it's making you money, it doesn't matter, especially because we have a little bit of lack of options right now. We're still watching to see like what is going to be able to steal the show and possibly start going crazy. So VTAK, probably the best one I see so far out of 8 a.m. So best one I see so far. It doesn't mean it's great, doesn't mean full port your account, but at least there's something there. OSTX, going back over that one. OSTX right here. Little light on the news right now, traders. We had some good news on Monday. We had some good news over on Tuesday. Let's take a little trip back down through memory lane. What were the best plays over on Monday and what were the best plays over on Tuesday? For anyone who was not here, we had again our best spiker on Monday, which was PHIO. PHIO was the stock that traders said to themselves, hey, Dek, PHIO, this is the play that came out with positive results or promising results. Stock went from $1, shot all the way up towards, again, the price of $9.55. Pretty incredible. That's what we saw over on Monday, right? Yesterday, we also had some pretty nice rippers and runners, didn't we? Right? We had AIFF. And AIFF yesterday went all the way from the price of $1.90 and spiked all the way up towards, again, $5.80. So the thing is, this play went from $1.90, spiked up to $3.80, fell back down to $2.80, and then spiked all the way up towards, again, $5.80. So that's not a bad play in any sort of way. Now, OSTX, with its good news as well, we are actually coming down to a point that it honestly might be a potential dip buy pretty soon. Like if you get like down towards around the low $6, you get down towards $6.10 or $5.99, it might be worth, again, a possible dip buy just because it is giving back so much and you probably will get some sort of dip in that region. So traders, I will probably give it a chance if we come back on down towards around $6 or somewhere in that region, just because I think that this play could be able to make us a couple quick dollars if we do get a little bit of a dip buy and bounce play, especially just because we haven't seen anything yet. We haven't seen any like fire yet. We haven't seen any sort of great attention and great buying volume just yet. So I'm actually still thinking OSTX around $6 to $5.99 or $5.90. Start a little position. Right? Start a small position, see if you can get filled, and then look for a little bit of a dip buy and bounce play. So, and that's just because we just have not seen anything just yet. Now, if you would like to, you can wait until 8:30. You can say, hey, Dek, you know what? I don't want to get involved in OSTX. It's not really bringing in the fire that I want. I'm just going to wait till 8:30. If that's your thought process, that's fine. This is your money. Stay confident. But I'm just thinking just because we have now fallen, almost given back like half our gains. Guys, this is what usually happens, okay? I'm going to give everyone the heads on up. In stock trading, if you see a good spike, the dip buy point for reference, okay? The dip buy point for reference will always be in the middle, okay? So if we go from, let's say, the price of $4, right? And we spike up towards $8, what would be the perfect dip buy area? What would be the perfect kind of dip buy starting point? Well, what's the middle between 4 and 8? The middle is going to be right around 6, right? So the thing is, if this stock ever started fading and falling and started going here and here and here and then started here, usually the dip buy is going to always be somewhere right around this mark before it maybe breaks out coming on up, okay? So I want to make sure that you guys realize what we have here, that a lot of times when people are looking for dip buys, doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but kind of the rule of thumb is always just split the spike in half. And that's usually where a great dip buy opportunity will be. Okay. So again, same exact thing. Take a look. We went from 418 to the matter of 840. That's going to be somewhere right around like 620, 630. Look where it came on down to. It came on down to 620, right? So you can see where these green candles are starting, where these green candles are trying to start moving back on in. And now if you got filled at, where I just talked about the 620, 630, guess what? You could be up, $300, $400. So again, dip buys are fine. Dip buys are absolutely A-okay. Absolutely A-okay. If you guys need to get involved in a dip buy, no worries whatsoever. Bakua is saying, as Deck said, it's an all-time high, so really the only thing can stop it is itself. You can see having a tough time closing at over $8, so that could be some nice natural resistance. Of course, $8, nice strong resistance going into the next whole number. What else can you guys notice? What did I teach you guys yesterday about this? Does anyone realize that when we came on up towards around $8, what is the number one key opportunity that shows us that the stock is going to fade and fall? Did I teach you yesterday that we were going to form these upper shadows? These upper shadows started again happening. These upper shadows starting to tell us that a reversal is here, right? Reversal is now happening. Reversal is now starting to come on in. The upper shadows are the key giveaway that a reversal is now happening. Guys, BKYI, what's going on here? Did this come out with any sort of news a minute ago, 2 minutes ago? BKYI came out with news 2 minutes ago. Said the National Bank of Egypt enhances enterprise security with multi-factor authentication on BioKey. So I guess the National Bank of Egypt is using BioKey security systems. Okay. So, hey, an entire National Bank of Egypt trusting BKYI definitely brings in credibility towards the play, doesn't it? It brings in credibility. It brings in people saying, oh, wow, okay, maybe the stock is actually legitimate. So, that's what's going on with BKYI right now. Little bit of a pop. Again, we're trying to throw out anything we can out there just in case like one of these catch fire. We haven't seen anything catch fire and hold just yet. Even OSTX. OSTX, guys, this play didn't really catch fire and hold just yet either. I mean, it caught fire for a moment and then just kind of came right back on down. So you see BKYI right here, right? BKYI just came on out at around that 805 mark. Little bit of rips, little bit of runs right now. And it just kind of builds up a little bit of that credibility. All right, traders, you know what I'm happy about? And I know sometimes, again, the FOMO kicks in, doesn't it? I know sometimes the FOMO kicks in, the fear of missing out kicks on in. People start saying to themselves, oh man, hey, Deck, this, that. It's okay. You know what? Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all right now. Sometimes the best trade is you got to wait for that opportunity. You got to wait for that predictability. You got to wait until that stock again is going to say, hey, pull the trigger on me. How many people here, let me ask you guys this, how many people here in their trading career have ever jumped into a stock thinking it was going to do something and it has done nothing and you just lose? How many people have bought into a stock 60%, 80% when it was running up towards highs and you jumped in and then you ended up taking the loss? How many people feel like no matter what they do, no matter what you do, you always buy and it reverses whenever you get in? Does anyone feel like that? Traders, I'll tell you exactly why, right? I'll tell you exactly why. The majority of traders, the majority of them, and this might not apply to you, so please don't think I'm calling you out, but the majority of traders always have the same exact saying, don't they? I hear it all the time. And you know what? I used to use the saying all the time. Traders would always come up, especially new traders, and they would always say, every time I buy, guess what? It goes in the opposite direction. Do you guys want to make money? Just do the opposite of whatever I do. If I jump in, it's going down. If I get out, it's going up. Do you guys know why that happens? It's right here. It's your eyes. You are, again, allowing your eyes to make the decision for you. Your eyes are building confidence for you, but wrong confidence, false confidence. Let me show you exactly what I mean. And this happens every single day. And every single day, it won't matter. People don't learn. That's just it. People are always going to buy at the top. People are always going to be wrong. I want to show you how you guys can change that, okay? So what we have is we'll have a stock that comes out with, let's say, positive trials, okay? Good news comes on out. Positive trials just came on out, and everyone's saying to themselves, this is amazing. You see the stock, but for some reason, you don't pull the trigger because you want to say to yourself, oh, hey, this play right here, hold on one second. I want to make sure that, oh, we didn't lose you. All right, we're good. So again, you see this play, and all of a sudden you see the stock start spiking, right? You start seeing the stock start spiking and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. And you say, it's spiking on up. It's going on a big rip and run. And then guess what happens? You pull the trigger right here. Well, guys, after the stock has just gone on, let's say, a 60% climb, guess what's going to happen? People are going to take profits. So now the stock starts fading back on down. And now as the stock starts fading back on down, you start saying, this stinks, I'm getting out. And you take a loss. And then you get out and you take a loss. But then moments later, guess what happens? The stock spikes back on up. And people say, why would you get out of that play? It has positive results. And you say, oh man, I know what was I thinking. Let me get back in on it. Well, now again, the stock just went back on up. So again, you purchased the play right here. But now again, you waited for the stock to spike. And now it starts crashing back on down. And you start saying to yourself, I'm going to keep on holding. I know how this works. I'm going to keep on holding. No worries. It'll bounce back on up. And then it starts falling back on down. And then it falls back on down. And then you get out way down here. And the next thing you know, it bounces back on up. Traders, I will let you guys know this right now. If you jump in on plays and you wait until they spike, you will be in the worst situation possible. The worst thing that you can do is see a stock spike and then buy it, because a pullback's going to be coming. And then once the pullback happens, you get out. And then the stock spikes back on up. And that just leads to FOMO. It leads to, again, you being a constant loser. For instance, let's just take a look at these quantum computing plays like RGTI, right? You see the spike, you jump in on the play, you take the massive loss. Now, again, you took a massive loss. It seems like it's bouncing right back on up. You have to get out of the habit of waiting until a stock spikes, waiting until you see the play up for you to pull the trigger. This is what 99% of traders do. 99% of traders wait until a stock spikes so they have the confidence it's a good play, right? This would be like, let's just think about it like in a different example, okay? And try to think about it like in how it does or does not make sense. Imagine if you went to an airport, okay? You went to an airport and you were so scared of, again, flying. And you said, okay, here's my ticket. And I want to go down to Florida for the winter. I have my ticket. I'm going down to Florida. And here's the plane right here. And you're so scared of flying. You say to the people, you say, hey, you know what? I don't really want to go on this plane. I don't know if it's going to make it. I want to make sure the plane goes to Florida, right? I want to make sure it lands. So the plane, again, flies off to Florida and it lands in Florida, right? That's the state of Florida right there. And it lands there and you say, yes, that plane's a good plane. I want to jump in on it. It doesn't matter. The plane is already in Florida. You're still in Pennsylvania. You have missed the plane. You have spent money on nothing. Now you have to, again, wait for the next plane. And if you say, well, I don't trust that plane, I don't know if it's going to work. Well, then again, at some point you have to take a risk. In other words, guys, if you want to be a scuba dive instructor, you can't be scared of the ocean. If you want to learn how to fly planes, you can't be scared of heights. In other words, if you want to become a stock trader, you can't be scared to pull the trigger. Okay? People have too much fear. They see, let's say, OSTX come out with positive phase trials, and they say, I don't want to buy the play. Oh, why don't I want to buy it? Because it didn't spike. Then again, they buy it at the very tippity top when there's upper shadows and the stock is about to reverse and start losing and everyone starts, making fun of you. If you see a good play, if you do research, if you see the opportunity, pull the trigger. What did I tell you guys about, what's so amazing about this strategy? What's so amazing about the strategy with hot news and hot credibility and breakouts and everything that I've been going over, traders, is that we have all the news come out instantaneously. You know the drill now. You know that news comes out at 7 a.m. News comes out at 7:30. News comes out at 8 a.m. News comes out at 8:30. News comes on out at 9 o'clock. These are the prime time that news comes on out. Every now and then you'll see a random press release come out at a random time. But the bulk of the news is coming out here, 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 and here. That means if you are, again, watching the news scanner at these times, and we have at 8:30 coming on up, let's say, okay, 8:30 is coming on up deck, we have a very hot, positive data. We are the first ones to get involved in the stock. So at 8:30 coming on up, we have stock XYZ. Stock XYZ comes on out with positive data. We see stock XYZ at the price of $2. Guess what? This is the lowest it's going to be. If we see it at $2 and it starts moving on up here slightly, guess what? Pull the trigger. Get in right now. What's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is that it just goes right back down to $2, or if it just kind of moves sideways, or it's not going to fall if it comes out with positive data, right? It's always going to initially at least go on up. So if you jump in on this play, your odds of this play winning are fantastic. But your odds are awful if you wait for the spike and now you feel confident and you say, okay, now I'm going to pull the trigger. The reason why so many people constantly lose is because they wait until it spikes, then they jump in. Okay, you're good. You're right now, right? You can't wait until it already had its ammo. You can't wait until it already, gone on its rip and run. Imagine if you were betting on sprinters, okay? You were betting on people running, and some guy just ran his heart out, ran as fast as hard as he possibly could. And they said, all right, next race, who are you picking? And you say, I want that guy. And the thing is, that guy's on his knees right now. He's saying, oh, yeah, I can't even breathe. I'm going to lose this next race. He already gassed out. You're buying stocks that have already gassed out. You're buying stocks at the tippity top that already made their moves. So the thing is, you can't trust the visuals. Well, Dek, how do I win then? That's by doing research. That's by knowing, again, what stocks are going to move up, by studying keywords, by having, again, the right scanners, by, again, being able to have a trust and faith and be able to pull the trigger, right? Too many people wait and then they pull the trigger. You have to be the first one in. You got to be the first one in to make that money. So very, very important. I want to make sure everyone is ready to rock. Ready to rock. Oh, isn't that right, Grandpapa? Grandpapa, we did it. Oh, we're going to make this money. We're going to do it. All right. VMAR still watching. So far today, though, traders, I want to see a little bit of love. I want to see a little bit of love in this market. I want to start seeing some bigger breakouts, some bigger spikes, some bigger climbs, some bigger rips, and some bigger runs here. Right now, it's 8:19 in the market. We are all set, dialed in. Oh, also, traders, let's not forget, in the matter of 10 minutes, in 10 minutes from now, we do have CPI data coming on out. Let's go back over to today's news alerts. Today's news alerts, guys, we do have CPI data coming on out at 8:30 a.m. In the matter of 10 minutes from now, we are going to see the S&P 500 either shoot up probably $3 to $4 or drop on down $3 to $4, right? The December CPI report is due on Wednesday, is predicted to show another month of sticky inflation. Gas, food, and vehicle and shelter costs are among the areas believed to have kept the CPI elevated. Oh, I'm so sticky. I'm so sticky right now. Inflation remains above the Fed's target. It's widely believed that a rate cut is off the table for January, if not longer. Of course it's off longer. Guys, we're not having rate cuts in January. We're not having rate cuts in March. No way. I don't think we're having any rate cuts till summertime. So we are predicting that consumer price index rose, right, 0.3% on a monthly basis in December. According to FactSet's consensus estimate, that would mean the annual inflation rate rose slightly to 2.8% from 2.7% in November. So traders, we will see what we get. We will see what's going to be coming on up, because this is going to be a very, very important CPI data coming on up here very shortly. And obviously, you guys have to be aware of that, especially if you guys are in on Tesla, or if you guys are in Microsoft, if everything's going to get dragged up or down momentarily on the S&P 500. Everything's going to get dragged up. Everything's going to get dragged down momentarily. So make sure that you guys are ready to go. If this is good news, we're going to shoot right back up probably to the 590s today. If we have good news, we're probably going back up to the 590s today. Little heads up. S&P 500, a little bit more of a update morning squawk here. We do have inflation watch. Already talked about this, right? We have stock futures are on higher watch Wednesday morning. All eyes turn to December's consumer price index at 8:30 a.m. The key inflation readings, Tuesday's lighter than expected producer price index report showed an increase of 0.2% in December. Both reports are expected to be factors in the Federal Reserve interest rate decision later this month. Also, banking stocks are doing very well right now. JP Morgan Chase kicked off the earnings, guys. Earnings season is here. And again, we kicked off our earnings season where JP Morgan topped revenues and profit expectations. All right. So let's see. 8:30 coming on up at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's get ready to go here, traders. I'm going to give everyone the heads on up here right now as well. We have 40 spots left since I talked about this earlier this morning. Traders, I talked about this honestly yesterday. If you guys want to watch me trade live every single day, if you guys are watching over on YouTube, on Discord right now, if you guys are saying, hey man, Dek's giving a lot of great information, he's making me a better trader, we do this live every single day on a website called tradecaster.com. For the next 40 people now. We've already had, again, people sign up throughout this morning. Next 40 people, any membership you want, put the word 2025, you'll get 25% off. So if you want a monthly membership for the first month, you'll get $40 off. For, again, the 6 month, you will get over $200 off. For the annual, you will get over $400 off. So again, the next 40 people that sign up, I said the first 100 people that sign up, we have 60 people now that have signed up total. 40 spots available. If you guys come on over to Tradecaster, become members, 2025 promo code, you will get 25% off. 40 spots left, and now I'm taking it on off. All right? So a little heads on up. I want to work with the people that truly want to be here. I know some people are just saying, hey, I just want the free show and then we're good. But again, after this week, I'm not going live on YouTube anymore. So after this week, make sure you guys are here with us over on Tradecaster if you guys want to be part of our community and you guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll. Promo code 2025, 40 spots left. Get after it if you guys want to upgrade your membership or if you guys want to become members over on Tradecaster. So make sure that you guys are all set here. OSTX, are we back, baby? OSTX, trying to get it. I told you guys, again, it's going to be right around that $6 mark. It's going to be that perfect area. So OSTX, is anyone, let me ask the chat room right now, is there anyone in on this play at this moment? OSTX saying, hey, Dek, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. It's the only hot press release we see so far. And if nothing comes out at 8:30 and this VWAP starts breaking back above $7, absolutely, the buying volume can come on in. Now, this is the issue here, traders. The issue is, OSTX, if it does not break the VWAP, it's going to get rejected again. If it gets back above the VWAP, it will start showing signs of new life. But the VWAP will be the main resistance line as of now. If you buy right now at 680, I'd like the entry. I like 680 as the entry. Just know the goal is to get above the VWAP. If you don't get above the VWAP, cut out, move on, say, hey, you know what? It's not worth it for me. If you break above the VWAP, hold on tight, and let's see if that thing can squeeze and spike. Okay? Little heads on up. I am not in on this play. I am not in on this stock at this moment. You can see my positions are 0 out of 0, but I will let you guys know it's all about getting back above the VWAP. VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. Make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go. Merck, I got in at 6. Rez saying, Dek, I bought in at 6 as well. Awesome. If you guys got in at 6, 610, again, what did I teach you? The halfway point. The majority, just rule of thumb, take this with you wherever. When you see a big time breakout, split the breakout in half. Okay? You go from $4 to $8. What's the middle ground? $6. Right around $6 is always going to be the perfect dip buy. Okay? Very simple. Dek, you just changed my life. You literally just made my, made stock trading so simple. Good. That's what I hope. Right? That's all I want. I want to make things, again, nice and simple and nice and easy for you. So again, you see a big time spike, you see a big time breakout. Dek, where's the perfect dip buy? Split the breakout in half. Okay? That's where you guys will be all set, ready to go. J Trades, 5 minutes till CPI data. Woo! 5 minutes till CPI data. I like it. Right now, team, it's like the tailgate, right? For anyone who does not know, just a little heads on up. If you guys live in Pennsylvania, every single morning, not just like once a month, every single morning I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and I tailgate in my front yard for me to walk over it to my computer. Every single day. I'm not even kidding. I go outside, I play cornhole for about 30 minutes. I start grilling. I got the speakers blasting. I set up like a tent with, Dekmar trades and tradecaster on it. And I sit out there, I have a couple drinks. I play some cornhole. I play some music. I'm barbecuing. We have some fun. I toss the football around. We just tailgate a little bit. And then again at 6:45, I usually come back in and start kicking off my day. Every single day. You got to tailgate for the game. You got to tailgate for the party, right? So if you guys do not know that, that's maybe a key to success as well. Start waking up right around 4. Start blasting your speakers extremely loud outside. No big deal. I mean, the thing is, my neighbors know. It's like, hey, they get it. They understand. They're like, that's just Sean. He's just playing Mo Mamba at like 4:30 in the morning. All good. No worries. All part of the game. All part of the system. Here we go, traders. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes of CPI data. Also 3 minutes if no, just same exact thing that I talked about before applies. If no news comes out at 8:30, everyone's going over to OSTX. Okay? If no news comes out at 8:30, OSTX is our only option today. Well, Dek, what about SGBX? Do you think that one is good? Guys, SGBX came out with an LOI. They say we have a letter of intent to acquire another company. Now, that's great, right? An LOI is great. It's awesome. But that's not saying it's actually happening. If SGBX catches fire, how high will it go up to? It'll go up to the 200-day moving average, and that's going to be our main target. If this play catches fire, SGBX, which has a letter of intent, which means it hasn't actually acquired anything, it just intends to 6 months down the road. If it does spike because of that, which is not that good of a press release, it's going to be right around 190. 190 is going to be your target over on SGBX. OSTX is by far the best press release today. The only thing that's hurting it slightly is a little bit larger in float at 16 million. It's not a 1 million. It's not under 1 million. It's just a little bit larger in float. BKYI, quick little spike on up. I actually like BKYI's press release as well. Think about why. BKYI came out with a press release at the time of around, right here, traders. You can see it, 8:05 a.m. BKYI, only a 1-star word though. 1-star word says that it has it says that the Bank of Egypt is using BKYI for security. Well, even though that's not like insane, that's still really good. It brings in credibility. We have an entire country, the Bank of Egypt, is saying we trust BKYI security. That brings in a lot of credibility, which makes investors happy. So I like BKYI's climb. I do. But SGBX, I'm not the biggest fan of it. OSTX, love the press release. BKYI, I understand it. Good credibility, trustworthy, right? MITQ, little bit of hype right now at this moment. MITQ, getting a little bit of buying volume. VMAR, guys, is absolute trash. They say they applied for a patent. Who cares? You applied for a patent? Why is that good? I applied for a patent. Cool, right? I applied to enter Harvard. Didn't get in. Doesn't matter. We want to see what's actual results. Not, oh, we could have positive results. We could potentially have positive results. That means nothing. We want to see positive results, just like OSTX has. So traders, let's see. Let's get after it. NITO. NITO also wins a patent. So NITO wins a patent. Just got a little spike right there. That's also a little mid-candle breakout pattern. Big time spike. Fell back down to midway of the spike. Stock's starting to rip its way back on up. Traders, 8:30. Team, just a little heads up. If you are more into long-term investments, next 20 seconds, S&P 500 is going to make a dramatic move. I'm going to leave the S&P 500 up on watch right now so you guys can see the dramatic move in 10 seconds. But I am going to be watching this very closely for hot press releases and waves. All right, traders, here we go. 2 seconds here. News is coming out for 8:30. Bang! S&P 500 spiking. S&P 500 off the rip on CPI data. CPI data. Bang, guys. You guys are back in action, baby. Watching, seeing what we have here, traders. Newly acquired reactor platform, NNE, a reactor platform, achieves prestigious certified sports, PRE. Yeah, no sort of volume right there. Still looking around at this moment. FDA approval on TEM. FDA approval, TEM, that could get a little action, $32 stock. Keep your eyes peeled over on OSTX as well if nothing starts going crazy. We don't have anything with positive results yet. We don't have anything with agreements yet. We don't have anything with partnerships yet. I'm just kind of looking through where the buying volume is going to be going towards. SNN still looking. VRT still looking. VRT, much bigger play, 130 to 131. I'm looking at also the pre-market movers. This is a good little scanner to look at to see what is starting to spike its way back on up. I'll kind of extend that on up a little bit. CPI looks like it was good data, guys. Take a look over on the S&P 500. I said we were going to probably have a $4 spike on the S&P 500. So again, $4 rip and run on the S&P 500. That's absolutely beautiful. That's going to be bringing up a lot of plays as well. If that's Tesla, you could see Tesla going on a big rip and run. If that's NVIDIA, NVIDIA's going on a big rip and run. If that is Apple, Apple's going on a big rip and run, right? We could see all of these plays going on big rips, big runs, big pops, big climbs. So all of these plays, guys, getting a lot of good action towards it because the market is bringing everything on up. Market's bringing everything on up. CPI data, good. Also, traders, so far, come on, give us something hot. I want something hot and spicy. I want something crazy. I want something wild. I want something, again, to be able to start picking some things on off here. Penny stocks have just been a little bit weaker so far today. We have not seen that shebang. Now, I will let everyone know, I'm above the $25,000 mark right now. I could pull the trigger as many times as I want, but give me a reason to pull the trigger. Give me a reason to stay. Just give me a reason to not walk away. SGBX. Still watching these moves. I'm staying dialed in on the news scanner, guys, because I think if anything positive comes on out on the news scanner, everyone's going to bum rush into it. Why would everyone bum rush into it? Because SGBX is nothing to me. OSTX is great, but it got to get above the VWAP. VMAR has an awful press release today. Said they applied for a patent. Who cares? RGTI is just a quantum play getting a dip buy. We don't have anything just yet that's going to be able to make us a ton of money just yet. We have to still stay smart, and we have to still be watching and waiting. Traders, if you guys are watching over on YouTube as well, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up right now. Hit that thumbs on up. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet either. Dek, are there any free news scanners? Most news scanners, unfortunately, are not going to be in real time. If you want to pay for real-time data, real-time pricing, real-time everything, there's always going to be some sort of fee. So there's always going to be some sort of fee. Again, what I use is Fox Runner. That's what I use, guys. So you can see Fox Runner here. I get to search every single stock that I want. I can also look into all the stock splits, the fundamentals of the company, trading insights of the company, live charting. Also, I could see who inside the Congress has been buying and selling. So that's very nice. News alerts, all the news. I also get all the politician data, like what is Nancy Pelosi buying? What is, again, Susan buying, Kelly buying? So I can look at every single one of these and see like what stocks are, who's buying what. So if I want to, I can go ahead and take a look at Nancy Pelosi's portfolio. I can see what she's buying, what she's selling, when she's getting in and out of plays. So again, that's absolutely awesome. I can look at insider data. I can look at, most talked about on Instagram or most talked about on stock twits. More data right here. There's a lot of stuff over here, and this is why I use it. So news is the number one thing, of course. News is number one, but there is so much data over there on Fox Runner. Like you can get lost in the sauce. There's like so many things that I still don't even know how to do yet. SGBX trying to move itself on up here slightly. Guys, let's see if we get anything at 8:35. 8:35 a.m. 8:35 a.m. That's what we're looking for. Come on now. Come on now, baby. Come on now, baby. Let's get a nice little move. OSTX getting a little too weak at this time for me. Got to see it break the VWAP for me to start getting excited. To TQQQ. Nothing here yet. I want to see something go. 8:35. Come on. 8:35. Our next option and our last chance to see a big time breakout today would be 9 a.m. Our last chance to see a big time breakout today would be 9 a.m. If we don't have anything at 9 a.m., guys, what do you think is going to happen? 9 a.m., it's most likely going to lead towards a lot of pump and dumps. Now, I'm not saying you can't make money off of it, but there's going to be a lot less predictability. Guess what I like? I like being first. I like knowing that I picked the winner. Traders, that's the mindset you got to start going into right now. The mindset that you have to start trading is you are no longer that random guy that's following what everyone else is doing. You are no longer the person that's waiting for a stock to spike all the way up to the highs for you to buy them. You are no longer the trader that is, again, saying, what is everyone else buying? Ooh, can I buy this now? Ooh, okay, maybe I'll buy this. You are no longer that trader. I have taught you on Monday how to be able to do this strategy. I posted it on my YouTube. I taught you on Tuesday. I made $200 on, again, Monday doing this strategy. I made $760 yesterday doing this strategy. I am looking to make $2,000 a day doing this strategy. For the last 10 years, I've done this strategy to make a full-time living. The thing is, we are first in place. Not in the middle, not last. We're either first or we're not in at all. We get in when plays come out with hot news, so we're at the bottom where the only option is to go up. That's the only option. We are not buying stocks after let's say 200% moves. We are not buying stocks after we have missed a big rip and run and now we're bored. We are not buying stocks just because today's my day off, so I'm just going to buy randomly and turn this market into a casino. We are not turning this market into a casino. We are the house. You are the tourist if you want to think about it. I'm not the tourist. I'm the house. That's the way you want to think about it. Odds are in my favor. Tech, what do you think about Fubo? Fubo got acquired by Hulu. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it already had its big spike. Next dip buy and bounce play would be 340, 13 EMA. 13 EMA. Traders, I know I get this question a lot, so I will post it one more time. I have no problem to, because I know there's different people watching every single day. But I'm just going to grab this right now and give you. Deck, what's my news scanner? Let me just copy all this so that you guys are all set. Okay? Over on YouTube. Deck, what's my news scanner? Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to get this for you and send you all the links. Bang, bang, bang. Copy. There you go. So again, number one, news scanner is going to be Fox Runner. That's what you guys are seeing on the screen right now. So that's what's on the screen. That's how I find all my news the moment it comes on out. Number two is going to be, of course, my broker. My broker, how am I buying stocks quickly? How am I getting in and out? What stock allows me to be able to do shorts? Is Lightspeed. That's right there. And of course, number three is going to be Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas is going to be the charting. You know, the high of the day momentum scanner, thing like that. That is going to be Trade Ideas. And then, of course, where am I live every single day? We're live right here over on tradecaster.com. This is all I use with my stock trading. This is it. So just a little heads on up. This is all I use with my stock trading. I don't do anything else. Guys, little heads on up. VCIG just came out with a press release 10 seconds ago. VCIG secures an exclusive distribution military-grade AI-powered cybersecurity solution for a $280 billion global market. I thought it was going to say a $280 billion contract. VCIG, little heads on up traders, is getting a little bit of hype and momentum at this time. Do I think it's a good press release? Yes, but I feel like they're being a little tricky with their words right there. VCIG, if we want to take a look over on this play, secures a distribution agreement for military-grade AI-powered cybersecurity solutions. That's great. But they're saying for a $280 billion global market, right? I thought they were going to say a $280 billion contract. So VCIG just came out with a press release 1 minute ago. It's trying to get some hype. Again, I do fear that this is just not going to hold because nothing has held so far. So I don't mind if you want to give this a chance. It's not going ballistic, but it's definitely trying to start steal the show a little bit. It's trying to get a little bit of this momentum. And people are saying, you know, what the heck? Why not? Let me get in on a play. So we are seeing some trades, some opportunities, some plays here. I see some people are trying to wake up and get some things going. So VCIG trying here. OSTX, VMAR, no. All right, team, I want to run through all these plays together, okay? Let's run through all these plays together. Let's get every single person on the same exact page. Let's get every single person on the same exact ideas, okay? So as we move forward into this day, I'm going to break down every single stock for you. I'm going to break down every single play for you so you are going into today with nothing but pure confidence. Sounds good? So number one, guys, is SGBX. This is your number one top gainer on the day. Now, SGBX, does this stock have good news? Does this stock have good credibility? Can the stock get to the ultimate goal today of 190? That's the ultimate goal, 190, the 200-day moving average. Now, the thing is, when we take a look over on this play, let's see what we have. We can type in SGBX here, SGBX, and let's just go ahead and check out this play and what has come on out. The news on SGBX is that it states right here, New Asia Holdings announces an LOI. An LOI stands for a letter of intent for a transformative acquisition of Olenex and Machufu. So it has an acquisition. If we acquire these companies, that's great. If SGBX acquires NAHD, that is awesome. But right now, it's not actually acquiring. This is future value. It's hoping to acquire. It has a letter of intent. We intend to acquire. So is it actually happening right now? The answer is no. Is this a good press release? It's a 1-star press release. It's okay. It's not fantastic. But SGBX, just because we have limited options today, might catch fire. Would I say full port your account into this play? No, I would not. Would I say if you pass up on this play, is that okay? That's okay. I would say if it catches fire, it's just because people are looking to trade. It's not actually acquiring anything right now. It has the idea, the attempt to acquire. Next on up, we have OSTX. OSTX is actually the best press release by far today. When we take a look over on OSTX, guys, this company came on out with such a good press release. I want you guys to realize what it is. It is, again, at 7:40 in the morning, 3 stars. It is saying right here that we have announces phase 2, clinical trials, achieves primary endpoints with statistical significance for their prevention. When we have a biopharmaceutical company, their goal, they basically, their sales pitches, we want to achieve X. We want to achieve whatever. When we achieve our goal, that's us reaching our primary endpoints. You have invested money into our company for us to achieve this goal. Guess what? When they reach their primary endpoints, that's them stating we've reached our goal. We did it. We did what we accomplished. And that's why OSTX went crazy for a little bit. The only thing that hurt OSTX is just it's a little bit bigger in float. So it's going to be a little slower, right? That's the only thing that's kind of hurting this play a little bit. Let's check this on out. All right, let's turn off the float here for a second. Let's go to turn off float. And let's get every single hot press release today. All right, let's get every single hot press release. Let's go ahead and check this on out. And let's see what else we have over on these stocks. Let's see what else we have over on these plays and kind of see what stocks has the best opportunity. Obviously, we have SGBX right here, right? Let me move this out. SGBX is right here. We have, again, Asia Holdings, okay, going to have the LOI. We have OSTX right here, which has the primary endpoints with statistical significance, incredible, right? And then what else do we have? mRNO, 29 million in float. QBTS, 100 million in float. We have BKYI. BKYI, here's a lower float play. BKYI, again, talks about becoming the National Bank of Egypt, and they are using the security systems. I like this press release. Low float stock, and the stock is now becoming more trustworthy. So again, BKYI definitely has some good opportunity. Is there anything else that we absolutely love out of this top gainer board? SGBX, LOI, right? OSTX right here, incredible press release. VMAR came out with news last night. This is the stupidest news I've ever seen in my life. And it's pretty stupid, at least. When you guys take a look at what was VMAR's news, why would anyone buy this stock? It went from 140 to all the way up towards the high of 260. Over what? It says VMAR files a patent application. Who cares? Guys, look at this. You want to see something crazy? Google file patent application. Look at this. I'm just going to go over to Google right now and type in patent application. And okay, look at this, guys. Boom. Apply for patents. Hey, guys. Hey, guys, I'm applying for a patent today. I'm applying for a patent. Everyone give me your money. Guys, I'm applying for a patent today. Guys, give me your money. Give me your money, everyone. That's exactly what investors did today. VMAR went from 140 to 260. Why? Well, because they're filing a patent. Who the heck cares? Who cares? Right? That means nothing. You're filing a patent. Cool. Doesn't even mean you have approval for the patent. Didn't even mean you got the patent. It just means that you went to that website and said, I'm going to file for a patent. It means nothing. So the thing is, SGBX has an LOI. Nothing. FAMI, we'll look into it in a second. OSTX, best press release, just a little large in float, but still could go crazy. VMAR, nothing. RGTI, this is again, when we take a look over on RGTI, quantum computing play, dead cat bounce play. What's a dead cat bounce? The stock got so beat up, people are now buying in on it just because it's such a good dip buy. Stock went from $22 all the way down to $6. Now the stock is moving its way back up towards $10. So again, make sure that you guys are fully aware of that play so that you guys are all set here. LAES, this is another play that has a lot to do with quantum computing. Notice how a lot of quantum computing plays, guys, right now are just trying to get dip buys. Basically, traders realize the stocks have gotten so beat up that a lot of them are just trying to get dip buys back on up. QBTS trying to get a little dip buy back on up. LAES trying to get a little dip buy back on up. RGTI trying to get a dip buy back on up. IONQ, right? IONQ trying to get a dip buy back on up. So again, all these plays just trying to get little dip buys, you know, right back on up here. But still, we have not seen that major 100% runner just yet. I would still say, and let me ask you guys this, who here is still waiting for OSTX to try to break through the VWAP? Who here is waiting for OSTX to maybe go on some sort of squeeze? Who here is saying, Dek, OSTX is one of the only options here for me today? So I want to trade. I have, again, over $25,000 in my account ready to rock and roll, ready to get after it, ready to pull the trigger. But I got to see some sort of good credibility. Right now, it is garbage, and the people that are pulling the trigger are the people that are taking the biggest hits, people that are taking the biggest losses, people are, again, losing their accounts. Okay? We do not need that. We do not want to see that. We do not want to, again, go into any sort of trouble whatsoever at all. All right? So let's just keep doing what we are doing best, and let's get ready to rock and roll. Traders, you mind if I get some feedback from you guys? Do you mind if I ask for that? Traders, if I could ask for that right here and right now. How have you guys been enjoying the last, again, 4 to 5, or let's say the last 3 days? How have you guys, again, over the last 3 days of me being live here in pre-marketing, even on Tradecaster members, as you guys know this, have I been bringing the heat for you guys? Have I been bringing the value to you guys? Have you guys found a new waking on up of like, hey, I love this. I love the way Dek trades. I love the way the way Dek talks to me. I love the way Dek, again, interacts with me. Let's get after it. I hope you guys have been having an absolute blast over these last 3 days, and I hope you guys are excited to see what we get coming on up. I hope you guys have been joining us every single day so far, and it's a little bit easier to be able to set that alarm clock, wake on up with some excitement, wake on up with some enthusiasm, wake on up with that hype and momentum and saying, man, I'm enjoying this. Oh, traders, you don't need a cup of coffee, okay? Guys, you don't need a cup of coffee, not at all anymore. All right, guys, all you got to do is wake on up and take a few sips of me. That's it. That's all you need. So, OSTX, we'll keep our eyes peeled on it. See what we have. All right? Sometimes I just get a little too excited. Right now, traders, OSTX. Got, again, coming on up towards $7. Traders, we are getting after it. Let's go. Let's take a 5-minute breather right here. Last little 5-minute break, and then we're going to kick off this day. So I'll be back on the mic right before the 9 a.m. press release. All right? 9 a.m. press release. We'll kick things on off and get this day started. Hopefully be able to make some money. All eyes over on STX. Traders, get pumped. Get ready. Make this money. Cannot wait. Guys, bring the enthusiasm up. Hit that thumbs on up. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. I'm here to help you. I love you. I enjoyed it. I want to be able to take your trades to the next level. We ain't slowing down. We're only picking things on up. Let's do it, team. I'll see you guys back here in about 10 minutes. It's game time. Take a quick little breather. Let's get back to work.
Special teams, special plays, special players. baby, you blame me, and baby, I blame you. Ooh.
Now he's thinking about me when I go. Isn't that sweet like this so? So you can sleep me, I know. Understand me, it's been so. Move it up down, right hole. Chill like Nintendo. So you can sleep me, I know. Understand me,
I had
it's
some
been so.
deal. It ain't like I can make this kind of mess all by myself. Don't act like you ain't helped me pull that bottle off the shelf. And deep in every weekend, if you couldn't tell, they say teamwork makes it.
Hey, yo, where'd you get that cheese, Danny?
When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out in a crowd. But someone picked you from the bunch, one glance was all it took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look.
Ain't no Holly Berry or Hallelujah. Pick your poison, tell me what you do. Everybody gon' respect the shoe, but the one in front of the gun lives forever.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was glad to let you go. But now since I see
Bitch, you make
They
me
call me
girl.
Superman. Leap tall hoes in a single bound. I'm single now. Got no ring on his finger now. I never let another chick bring me down in a relationship. Save it, bitch. Babysit. You make me sick. Superman ain't saving shit. Girl, you can jump on Shady's dick. Straight from the hip. Cut to the chase. I tell a motherfucking slut to her face. Play new games. Say new names. Ever since I broke over what's her face, I'm a different man. Kiss my ass. Kiss my lips. Bitch, why ass? Kiss my dick. Get my cash. I'd rather have you whip my ass.
you say that I'm messing with your head. All 'cause I was making out with your friend. You're on your knees, begging, please stay with me. But honestly, I just need to be a little crazy. All my life I've been good, but now I'm thinking, what the hell? All I want is to mess around, and I don't really care about.
Show yourself, take only what you need from it. A family of trees falling, be haunted. Show yourself, take only what you need from it.
Thinking, what the hell?
A family of trees falling, be haunted.
What the hell?
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Since your pretty ass soon as you came in the door. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, now she remix it for love.
Slang when you notice the stripes, the dirt in your fries. Hope it's right when you die. Old and bony.
And like it hard with my baby. I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby. Yeah.
All right, traders. All right, traders. Let's get ready to rock here. Let's get ready to go here.
Yeah.
All right, 8:57 in the market. Morning time, ready to go. And we are back. We are clearly back. We are so back. All right, traders, we got about one more hot press release wave ready to rock and get after it. We have gone over now every single stock that we possibly can out of this morning for, again, the best plays, the best press releases, the best whatever. We have SGBX, OSTK, VMAR, FAMI, all of these plays, we've gone over them. Really, OSTX is really the only opportunity that I see that could possibly squeeze and spike back on up. It's been fighting this VWAP for a little bit now, hasn't it, guys? We have touched the VWAP once, twice, 3 times, and we have yet to get above the VWAP. You can actually take a look over on a 1 minute time frame, and I love how, again, the stock is building that big U-shaped pattern. Big U-shaped pattern, trying to squeeze and pop and be able to rip and run back up to like 750 would be the ultimate goal. Now, we also saw good CPI data. Guys, the S&P 500 all the way back up to 590. The S&P 500 went on a $6 spike so far. Beautiful. Guys, take a look at what NVIDIA has been able to do so far. NVIDIA has been able to go on about a $3 spike. Beautiful. Tesla has been able to go on about a $10 to $11 spike. Beautiful. And Microsoft has been able to go on about a $4 spike. Beautiful. We're seeing all these plays move themselves on up. We're seeing all these plays bringing this great volume and bringing this great attention. Not only that, we have earnings coming on up. Earnings season is right around the corner. Next week, we also have Trump coming into the White House. So we'll see how that shakes things on up. But we need to focus on right here and right now. Right here and right now, if you are just joining us for us, we have now been live for over 2 hours. But I want you guys to realize I have not pulled the trigger just yet. And the reason why I have not pulled the trigger just yet is notice what we have. We only have 66% top gainers, 50% top gainers, 48% top gainers. What do we usually have? We usually have about 1 to 2 200% top gainers, maybe 1 300% top gainers, and then maybe a couple 90, 80% top gainers. So far this week, this has been the slowest day. So far this week, this has been the day that a lot of people have been saying to themselves, we'll see what we get. We'll see what comes on up. We'll see what we have at this moment, right? It's like not many people are pulling the trigger just yet at this time. And if I'm not pulling the trigger, there's reason. And if you're not pulling the trigger, that's great discipline. And I love that for you. So traders, we got about 20 seconds here. Let's see if we are going to be able to pull the trigger, get involved on some plays. We got to watch the news scanner at 9 a.m., see what we have, looking for those gold press releases. Anything in gold is usually pretty solid because that'll be like positive and such. You know, positive, breakthrough, groundbreaking, things like that. Here we go, 9 a.m. Let's see if we get anything taken on off. Also, OSTX is by far the best press release. If for some reason nothing else continues to come on out, I'm still thinking OSTX has the best chance to be able to go on a spike. We have a partnership, APO, first successful. Ooh, look at this, guys. We have PDYN announces the first successful multi-drone collaborative autonomous flight. Could we start seeing, again, a drone autonomous? Basically, no driver, no pilot to a drone. It's, again, doing it 100% autonomous. PDYN, maybe, again, could get a little bit of hype and action. Put PDYN up on the top level, too, for you. So PDYN, I like the word successful, right? Successful, multi-drone, collaborative, autonomous flight. Could that start getting any sort of action or momentum? We do have CPSH receives a reward. No volume over there. We have APO does have a partnership. Nope, not really any volume right there. PDYN does have, again, successful multi-drone collaborative. Not really anything too big there just yet, but I could imagine that one's starting to get some hype. Has to do with AI. Has to do with autonomous, I'm not going to say vehicles, but, you know, autonomous items such as, you know, a drone. So maybe that could start getting a little bit of action and hype. Or is OSTX going to start stealing the show? OSTX, guys, is still battling that VWAP. OSTX is so close to trying to break on out. OSTX is really giving it a chance here. And it looks like traders are all running over towards OSTX at this moment and saying, hey, if there is going to be a breakout, let's make it here. Right? If you got in at $6, you're sitting pretty. You're saying, hey, if it doesn't break out at $7, you take your profits. And if it does break $7, you got a lot of room to be able to work itself on up. But as of now, traders, we have now gone through the 9 o'clock wave. Obviously, there could be more coming on up, but we have gone through 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, and 9 o'clock. And unfortunately, we just have not seen anything too crazy just yet. We have not seen anything too wild just yet. We are still, of course, waiting for that big spiker, big ripper, and big runner, and we are going to watch the news scanner until at least 9:05, just in case, we get any sort of late, bloomers, any sort of, late play that comes on out here. Deck, anything over on SGD? Nothing on SGD at this moment. No big spike, no big move. Underneath the 50-day moving average, underneath the 13 EMA. Personally, I would not touch that play at this time. So I would not touch that play at this moment. So I know what some people think, right? Some people might say to themselves, all right, Deck, we've gone through 4 different press release waves. We haven't seen a big 100% plus spiker, right? What does that mean? Well, that means, I'm going to tell you right now, that either going into today, people are going to pump up a few different plays. Let's think about this together as a team, okay? And let's just think about it in a psychological manner. In a psychological manner, traders at this moment are, again, starting to panic in a way. We've gone through 7 a.m., we've gone through 7:30, we've gone through 8 o'clock, we've gone through 8:30, and now we've gone through 9 o'clock. And after going through all these different news waves, news, we haven't had anything that is going nuts. We have SGBX, which is up 150%. But again, that's not a very fast play. It also doesn't really have that good of news. It's talking about an LOI, as we talked about. OSTX is the best press release today and has the best chance to spike on up. But let's just think about it in a psychological manner. Because stocks go up because you buy them. Like you as the people, you buy them. Stocks go up because I buy them. Stocks go up because Shelby buys them or Marcus buys them or whoever buys. When the majority of people buy a stock, it goes up. When the majority of people sell a stock, it goes down. When a majority of people don't trade anything, stocks move sideways. So how are traders going to perceive the next, let's say, hour? The next hour, this is what people are going to do. Think about it like this. Everyone, again, imagine it this way. Imagine that there is this group of traders that I call the mob. The mob is the majority of buyers. That's what the mob stands for. Now, the mob is me. The mob is you. The mob is this whole entire community. The mob is everyone on Twitter. The mob is everyone on StockTwits. The mob is everyone over on YouTube. The mob is everyone that's looking to be able to make a trade right now. Now, the options are, when we want to take a look at this, right? The options are we have not really any sort of big press releases at this moment. So where can the mob run over to? Well, the mob most likely is going to start off by saying, okay, let's go over to SGBX. That is a potential play for the mob today. We also have a potential play for the mob today, which is going to be the stock of OSTX. OSTX. That is going to be a potential play for the mob today. Now, what else could the mob go over to? Because SGBX and OSTX are the number 1, number 2 top gainers. But they also could potentially go over to previous top gainers. Because everyone wants to trade. You're here because you want to make money. I'm here because I want to make money. So if everyone runs over to SGBX and SGBX dumps at the start of the day, and then everyone says, okay, well, let's go over to OSTK and OSTX, and that dumps at the start of the day, where would then everyone start shifting over to? Most likely, everyone's going to start shifting over to previous top gainers. So is there any previous top gainer that is holding up its gains rather well? AIFF, not really holding up its gains very well right now, is it? Not really, no, right? This play went on a spike, gave it all its back. What about ERNA from yesterday? That one went on a spike, it gave all of its gains on back. What about RGTI? RGTI is a quantum computing play. Could get a little bit of hype just because, again, quantum stocks are getting some dip buys from being so beat up. So we could be looking at maybe a potential opportunity. I'm just going to put in quantum stocks, QC, quantum computing plays. That's like RGTI, IONQ. But I want to see if there's anything else that is maybe holding its gains. Let's go back actually another day. Let's go back again to another day. And let's see what we have here. I'm going to go back to yesterday and see what was some of the best top gainers and best top losers. I want to see SENS, are any of these plays still alive? SENS, maybe. WKY, no. HCWC, no. VRME, no. So again, I'm not really seeing even any previous top gainers that have held up their gains. The majority of top gainers, as we talk about, which is why we trade in pre-market, is because we buy in pre-market and then the spike, and then it gives all of its gains on back. right? We know this. This is the normal deal. The normal deal is most money is made in pre-market and then it gives all of its gains on back. Most money is made in pre-market and then it gives all of its gains on back, right? That's the thing. But sometimes maybe a previous top gainer can catch some fire. So I'm just trying to think outside the box right now. I'm trying to think about all these traders, the mob. Everyone is saying, where can we trade at this moment? People know that SGBX is the number 1 top gainer, with OSTX is the number 2 top gainer. Then we want to look at previous top gainers, but it looks like quantum computing plays are maybe the only ones that are available. Those are going to be like the main one is RGTI, right? So you guys can keep your eyes peeled over on RGTI to see if that starts spiking. And then what do you think is the last hope for traders that want to try to make money today? The last hope for traders that want to be able to make money today is that they are just going to start pumping any sort of low floats. So low float stocks that start ripping and running, those are the ones that are going to start getting any sort of hype or any sort of action or anything that has a low float, you might just see you get a little bit of a pump on up. So we just got to be aware of everything here, traders. And the way that, again, the mob works, it's almost like the way that I think about the mob traders is the mob. You guys ever see those like these videos? I remember them as like a little kid because I would stay home and like when I was home sick and I would watch them where it would be like the Discovery Channel or Animal Planet where it'd be like a farm, right? Everyone close your eyes. Imagine there's like a farm and all of a sudden you see like that black wave of like those random bugs or whatnot. And they just land on the crops and it's just, and the next thing you know, they leave and all the crops are dead. Basically all these bugs or whatever they're called, they land on the crops, eat them all, and then they just like disappear and they're gone and everything's like left for dead. That's kind of how I imagine the mob. The mob, the group of traders that everyone's just trying to make a quick dollar, right? You'll have stock A. Stock A goes on a monster spike. It's basically the mob is just like, everyone go to it, everyone go to it, everyone go to it. And they make as much money as they can. But then at the end of the day, again, no one actually cares about the stock. No one actually cares about the ticker. No one actually cares about this play. What are they actually doing? Everyone's just trying to make as much money as they possibly can. Everyone's just trying to eat. And the moment that the stock falls, everyone just leaves it for dead. Everyone says, oh, it's over. And then again, guess what happens? Then these plays again go on these monster spikes. And then guess what happens? It goes on a monster rip and run. And everyone says, go after, get it, eat. And everyone eats. And then guess what happens? Everyone just leaves it and it's like left for dead, right? So again, that's basically what we have every single day. Every single day, all traders are again, this big black cloud of insects that land and eat up all the crops. And then once everyone's full and happy, they leave it all for dead. If that's ERNA, hey, we got our money, we're good. If that's again PHIO right here, you make your money, you're good. You leave it all for dead. Who cares about PHIO, right? Who cares about it? AIFF, I love AIFF. I love it. I would never sell it. Okay, I made enough money, I'm selling it, right? That's all it is. So it's these plays. That's the way the mindset works. And if you don't understand that that's the way the mindset works, you're the person that is now buying at the very tippity top right here and saying to yourself, hey, you know what? I think it's going to go on up. No, you got to get in the right mind, that insect mind. What am I thinking of? What insect is that? They're like the black quesadillas or whatever they're called. Quesadas? Definitely not quesadillas. If there was a giant cloud of flying quesadillas at me, I would just sit there, just open up my mouth. All right. Locust? Yeah, locust, is that what it is? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about though. But that's the mindset of a stock trader. That's the mindset of how it works, right? Cicadas. I knew I was close. Cicadas. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm not a zoologist. All right. I'm an American. I don't know my insect species off the top of my head. Sue me. Okay, I'm sorry. But now at this time, we have to start thinking about that. We have to start thinking about where is everyone going to run over towards and trying to get their grub on the day? Where is everyone going to run over towards and try to be able to make as much money as they possibly can? Where is everyone going to run over towards and say, hey, you know what? This is the play here. Because once again, we're taking a look over on this. Let's go over towards the all news section. Turn off the float. We don't have anything too big today. We don't have anything too good. We don't have anything too wild. There's nothing that can, again, make me stand up and dance. And be honest with you guys, I love dancing. So we go ahead and we take a look at the change percentage in pre-market. Number one top play, SGBX. Already went over it. LOI, not that great. OSTX, best press release we could have. Phase 2, primary endpoints, just a little bit larger in float. And then really BKYI. So again, best PRs today, right? Best PRs. PR stands for press release. It is going to be by far OSTX, followed by SGBX, followed by, again, BKYI. And then after that, guys, like we could throw on these random ones, MRNOLUXH. So these are the best press releases today, which is like slim pickings. Okay? So let me just post that for you guys over in chat here. All right, awesome. Now, let's go ahead and let's see what else we have, right? Let's see what else we have. Let's see what other stocks, that could possibly break on out for us. And also, let's just take a second to actually read over towards the S&P 500. The S&P 500 went on this monster climb, right? The S&P 500 went on this monster climb. Let's break this on down so we can understand what we have out of the S&P 500 here. It says the core inflation rate slows to 3.2% in December, less than expected. This is good news. Core inflation rate slows to 3.2% in December, which is less than expected. The consumer price index increased a seasonally adjusted 0.4% on the month, putting the 12-month inflation rate at 2.9%. The annual number was in line with forecast. This is what we want, guys. It was in line with what we expected. Now, being in line doesn't always mean it's good still. Remember when I went over that example yesterday where I was saying, guys, like it's still slightly rising. It's still going on up, but it's just going up better than it's going up as well as we thought it would, right? It would almost be like, again, I gave an example yesterday. I was trying to think of a different example. Something just came up to me. Have any of you guys ever gone paintballing before? I used to go paintballing all the time when I was, a little younger. I still like to go paintballing. Paintballing is fun. But the thing is, I remember the very first time I ever went paintballing, I would always ask my dad, I would say, Dad, how bad does a paintball really hurt? And if you ever get hit by a paintball, like it doesn't matter if you're 12 years old or if you're 32 years old, like being hit by a paintball hurts. But the thing is, it was like, Sean, it's going to hurt this bad. Like you ever get stung by a bee, you ever get hit by this, whatever, like that's how bad it's going to hurt. And when it hit me, that's what it felt like. Like that's exactly what it felt like. So it wasn't like he butter caked it and was like, oh, it won't hurt at all. And then next thing you know, I'm getting pelted and I'm crying my eyes out. And he didn't say it was going to hurt so bad I would never play again. He said, Sean, this is what it's going to feel like. If you want to play, you can play. So it was in line than what I expected. But at the end of the day, I'm still getting shot. At the end of the day, it still hurts. At the end of the day, it's still, again, something that, is painful. That's kind of how I think about this market sometimes. When we say we're in line with expectations, everyone sees that's good news. But it's still not great that we're still slightly moving up. It's still not great that we're still going up higher with inflation or whatever it may be. So while again, we can be happy that it fell in line with our expectations, it fell in line with what we think, it's still, we want to see better progress overall. So it says the consumer price index increased a seasonality adjust of 0.4% on the month, putting the 12-month inflation rate at 2.9%. What is the Fed's goal? The Fed's goal is 2%. We're at 2.9%. Just a little side note, major fear is at 3.5%. Fed's goal is 2%. Major fear is 3.5%. Everyone says if we get above 3.5%, we would actually start raising rates again. So right now we're kind of even closer to 3.5% than actual 2% goal. Core CPI annual rate was 3.2%, a notch down from the month before, slightly better outlook than 3.3%, so that's good. Shelter prices were comprised of 1/3 of CPI weighting, rose 0.3%, were up 4.6% from a year ago. The smallest one-year gain was at January of 2022. Stock market futures surged following the REITs while treasury yields tumbled. So, traders, at this time, as you guys can see, the S&P 500 going on a nice move. Now, the S&P 500 came all the way back on down towards around prices of 674. Now it's right back on up towards around the price of 590. I mean, traders, let's just be honest with each other. Stocks go up. That's the way the stock market works. Stocks go up. You could see pullback, rip, pullback, rip, pullback, rip, pullback, rip, pullback, rip. Now again, we have had pullback. Does that mean we're getting ready for the next rip? Does that mean we're getting ready for the next climb? Does that mean we're getting ready for that next leg on up? Now, obviously, the thing that I've expressed fear about before is it is a little scary on the monthly chart here still. The monthly chart does show us how high we really are. The monthly chart does show us, how much the markets have climbed over the past, few years. And I just would not be surprised if we had a reasonable pullback. Dek, what's a reasonable pullback? 550? I would say a reasonable pullback would be like back on down towards 560s. I think that's a reasonable pullback. That's not a market crash. That's not, again, falling into the Great Depression. But I do think if we fell back on down to somewhere in the 560s, I think that's reasonable after the markets, climbed, 25% last year, and again, climbed 23% the year prior. Seeing, again, AI plays go absolutely crazy over the last little bit. And, I mean, that's still what 2025 is all about. Does anyone think there will ever be a shift in the trend? Like, I get very excited. I get very excited for trends because trends can make you a millionaire. Let's think about the trends that we have seen throughout our lifetimes, or let's say throughout our investing time, right? If we want to think about trends that have happened, I can go all the way back to when Tesla first started making a name for itself. I remember trading here on Tradecaster, trading here with you guys, and Tesla started really making a name for itself. Why did Tesla become so big, so popular so quickly? Guys, Tesla went crazy because they are the EV play. Remember back in 2019, 2020, where EV plays started going crazy? It didn't matter what company you were. If you said you made batteries, EV batteries, you went sky high. If you said you made EV cars, you went sky high. If you worked with Tesla, you went sky high. Tesla was the name. It was the stock. Everyone wanted everything to do with EVs. And that lasted for about a year and a half, 2 years. And then guess what we started seeing? Then we start seeing, again, crypto plays go crazy. Cryptocurrency stocks start going nuts. We started seeing all Bitcoin plays go absolutely wild, absolutely off the charts. And I know, again, you can't really bring up, Bitcoin plays here, but you could see anything that was crypto related was just going absolutely insane. Remember Bitcoin back in 2021, how nuts it was? And then we started seeing NFT plays go crazy. Remember that? NFT plays, or all those, like anyone who's buying NFTs, they were making crazy amounts of money, buying pictures of monkeys and all that stuff, right? So then that started getting real crazy. And then, of course, we had a few little things here and there. We could have seen, pharmaceutical stocks, pharmaceutical plays, if that was like MARA or if that was Pfizer, that was going crazy. Remember when we were all locked up indoors for that very long period of time? And we also saw anything that had to do with indoors, you would make a lot of money, such as if you bought into Peloton. Peloton, hey, I can't go to the gym, so I'm just going to ride a bike in my living room, right? Peloton went crazy. Hey, Dek, again, I can't do anything. I don't want to ride a bike. I don't like doing that stuff. I want to watch a movie instead. Netflix started going crazy. Hey, all the schools, all the systems, they all bought Zoom because we got to have class, so we bought Zoom instead. So again, that's how we did it. And Zoom went crazy. And then guess what happened? We kind of got out of all that. And then AI started emerging. And then we had, okay, anything that has to do with NVIDIA. NVIDIA goes crazy. But what's like next? What's like the next trend? What's the next hype wave? What's the next move? Now, sometimes we have minor trends, not major trends. Right now we have still AI. AI is still the main mover, the main money maker. But we also saw earlier, or late last year, rockets, right? Space Lab, or excuse me, anything that has to do with the space race, which would be Rocket Lab. Remember how crazy that was? Or Redwire, who builds space parts, right? That's really crazy. And we also had quantum computing plays. Those went crazy. IONQ, we know RGTI, those plays went absolutely nuts, right? So we've been able to see micro trends within bigger trends as well. And I still think, in 2025, we'll have like more micro trends, but I don't think the main trend of, let's say, AI is going anywhere. The main trend of AI, I do not believe is going anywhere whatsoever. So, we talked about this a little bit, yesterday as well. Let's go over to today, where we talked about how to diversify, right? AI diversifying, the best way to invest. How to invest into AI while diversifying your account. Now, traders, we talked about this, and we want to make sure you guys remember, right? How can you make money throughout AI? How can you make cash throughout AI? So many people say, invest in AI. What does that mean? Just invest in NVIDIA? We have talked about that there will be multiple stages of artificial intelligence. And I believe the best way for you to have the greatest diversifying portfolio, if that's just not you buying the S&P 500 or you just not buying an ETF, is to diversify in all the upcoming trends of artificial intelligence. We know that there's already hardware. Hardware is the chips. Hardware is the backbone of artificial intelligence that actually create artificial intelligence. Hardware refers to the physical components of artificial intelligence. Now, if you guys want to purchase hardware plays, go with NVIDIA, go with AMD, go with SMCI, go with TSM. Those are the backbone of artificial intelligence, and they will always be in use as long as you believe artificial intelligence is here to stick around. Then we have software. If these companies Meta, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla have just spent billions of dollars on purchasing chips. Now they need to be able to build an actual software of, okay, how is this AI going to make me money? Or they're going to lease out or license a software and build their AI on top of that. These companies are going to be Palantir, Microsoft, CRM, CrowdStrike, or NVIDIA. Or not CRM, CrowdStrike, CRM, Salesforce, or NVIDIA, right? Those are going to be possible options as well. So we have the chips. Now we have to make money. That means we have to design our own software, or we have to license out someone else's software. Next on up, we have cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity, why is this big in AI? Well, as AI gets more advanced, guess what? Cybersecurity is going to have to get more advanced. There's going to be new ways to be able to use AI in the wrong manner. It's almost like Star Wars, right? You could go to the dark side if you want to. If you want to be a hacker, I bet you AI could definitely help you out in some sort of ways. So cybersecurity, especially as everything is more on the digital world nowadays, you got to realize cybersecurity is always going to be around. So if you wanted to invest in AI so far, you could go with the backbone of AI. You could be how are companies going to be profitable in AI. You could say how are companies going to be protected in AI. Or you could say how are companies going to power their AI, which is going to be nuclear, right? Nuclear energy. The relationship between nuclear energy and AI lies as AI is applied to enhance the safety, efficiency, innovation of nuclear systems. Nuclear is needed to power up these chips. Our current grid can't do it. So we have to be able to make these SMRs. We have to be able to have nuclear power plants. We have to be able to have whatever to actually use AI in a clean way and also the strongest way possible. That would be BWXT, NEE, RYCEY, SMR, AKLO. These are all, again, different ways. So if you're asking yourself, Dek, I have $100,000. I love AI. Guess what I would do? I would take that $100,000 and I would split it up into different ways on how you could hit every single possible upcoming trend, or just be able to surround your portfolio saying, hey, I think AI is like the internet. Artificial intelligence is very important. Let me hit this side. 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 Great way to diversify your portfolio to be able to make money. So you guys can keep on crushing it right there. Now, it is 9:23 in this market. We got to get ourselves ready to rock and roll on this day. We got to get ourselves ready to rock and roll and see what we have on this day. How is OSTX looking right now? OSTX not doing anything. I need these plays to wake up. I need these plays to start getting a little bit more action behind it. I need these plays to start getting a little bit more excited about it. That's what I want to see. That's what I want right here. Bakua, Dek, what are your thoughts on this channel over on SGBX? What you have right there, it looks really solid. It looks really good at this moment. So again, this is the channel that you have on SGBX. The only thing I don't like about SGBX, as I stated, is number one, you're about to run into the 190 200-day moving average. And number two, it's not like it's a super profitable play. This channel is from 160 to 150. Goes back up to 170, back down to 155. 175 to 160. I mean, like, I don't like investing into plays that I'm only going to make a few cents on. That's what I don't like about some these plays. SGBX, we're about to run into the 200-day moving average at 190. That's going to be a brick wall, right? So the thing is, you got to realize there's only probably about another 14, 15 cents before you have some sort of trouble. So realize right now, if SGBX, Dek, is starting to move on up, it only has an LOI. That's not that great of news. And also, it is going to it's going to run into the 200-day moving average in 10 cents. So again, that's going to be some sort of trouble. On top of that, it's not like it's the fastest mover in the world. Now, it is the best play though. So why are people buying SGBX? Because again, you're here to trade. I'm here to trade. We're here to make money. People are saying, you know what? I just want to trade whatever everyone else is buying. That's, again, sometimes the trap that people jump in on. They say, you know what? I'm just going to buy what everyone else is buying. I'm just going to get involved in what everyone else is getting involved in. So we want to see what we have over on SGBX. But I kind of want to see like what's going to be coming on up next on, maybe a low float play, give a stock a chance. I will let you guys know right now, and please take a second, listen to this. If I pull the trigger today, which I plan to, but I want to find a good play, I'm probably going to be locking in profits when I have them. When I'm in the green, that means, again, it does not mean I'm going to hold for 20 minutes. It does not mean I'm going to hold all day. There could be a trade today that I jump in and I jump out. It could be as quick and as simple as that. okay? And I just want to be open and honest and credible and transparent about that there could be plays today that all I'm doing is just opening in and getting in and out, in and out, and in and out, just because, you know what? I don't trust a lot of these plays here today. So let's see. Also, my large account is funded. So just a little heads up for you guys. I do have my large account ready to go. I can trade as much as I want. I am above the PDT rule, and it does feel pretty good. It feels pretty good to be above the PDT rule. It feels pretty nice to be able to trade as much as I want, to get 2025 actually going here. I really wanted to make some trades in pre-market though. That's my favorite time. I hate, buying a stock that's up 250% and saying, oh, which way is it going? Is it going up or going down? I don't know, right? So it's like I want to find good, credible plays. If anything, maybe a possible short on SGBX, right? We could go after and short SGBX if we really wanted to. Pull the trigger on SGBX and go that way. Right? No, absolutely. All right, what are these plays doing here? SGBX, FAMI, OSTX. OSTX still has that potential. And the other thing is that makes it tough is there's no previous top gainers right now that are like close to their highs. If there was any previous top gainer, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, guys. Are there any previous top gainers for that are close towards the highs? SGBX, still watching this one. SGBX team hitting that 190 area. Guys, opening on up in about a minute and a half here. Let's just see. I'm kind of looking around. I just want to see what's going to spike. Probably the first 2 minutes. I just want to see what's moving. I just want to see what's getting involved. And again, I don't want to force anything. I know you guys are all here and excited. We made $200 on Monday. We made over $750 yesterday. But I don't want to be a person that is now going to put you in a bad position. I think the worst thing I can do is gain your trust on Monday. Oh, Dek made money. Oh, on Tuesday, Dek made money. And now, okay, now I'm going to do whatever Dek does because I know he makes money. But now I don't want to say, okay, well, now I'm just going to pull the trigger and hope something good happens. I don't want to do that. 99% of my trades are in pre-market off hot news. I don't want to be putting myself in a position where I am going to be in trouble, that I'm going to only hurt myself even more. So right here, traders, we are looking, watching, and waiting. Market opens on up here, team, in about 30 seconds. So market opens on up in about 30 seconds. We got to get ready to rock and roll. Every single person here. I'm so jacked up on this day. If you guys are excited, if you guys are ready to rock, if you guys are ready to get after it, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up right now over on that YouTube so that we're all set, ready to go. Man, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a fun day. Market opens up here in about 10 seconds. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up. It's time. Market opens on up. Ready to rock and roll. Let's see what OSTX could possibly do as well. OSTX is my favorite play, especially if that stock could ever start breaking above that $7 mark. Now, please note, I am not in any play at this moment. My positions are 0 out of 0. But I will say, the best press release so far today is OSTX. Best press release there is so far today is OSTX, and if that stock can start getting a little bit of a squeeze, OSTX is probably going to be one of, if not the best play today. So OSTX, please note this, guys. Over the last how many attempts? Take a look. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attempts. 8 attempts to break the VWAP, and we have not broken the VWAP yet. We had 8 attempts to get back above this black line. And every single time we get try to get back above this black line, it gets rejected right back on down. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Every single time we try to get back above the black line, guess what happens? We get rejected right back on down. This is why it's so important that you use the right indicators. You should all be using the VWAP on the minute chart, and on the daily chart, the 50-day moving average, the 13 EMA, and the 200-day moving average. That's the daily chart. Dek, why do you use the VWAP? Because it's what everyone else uses. that means it's going to have the most force. It's going to have the most power. It's going to have the most influence. Don't use an indicator that no one else uses. Use the indicators that everyone uses, because that's where people are going to sell. And if you know where people are going to sell, you don't want to be a random guy that's buying at those marks. So I am not in on anything right here. Just a little heads up, making sure you guys are being smart. But again, that's why those 8 different times been rejected. Look at FAMI. FAMI rejected right at the start of the day, pulling on back. Look at SGBX. Traders, where's the red candle starting to come on in? Team, it's exactly what I said. Use the 200-day moving average. Why the 200-day moving average? Because that's where, again, everyone's going to start selling. Guys, I am not lying to you. I am not trying to tell you to use indicators just for no reason whatsoever. I'm trying to tell you to do these things so that you guys can be able to make as much money as possible. If that's on the shorting side, or again, keeping the most money as possible. SGBX is halted on the downside right now, about to get a big red candle into the mid 150s. We just had on top of that OSTX be able to crash all the way back on down because it hit its VWAP. 200-day moving average, VWAP areas. These are areas that you must know and say to yourself, all right, you know what? I'm not going to put myself in a bad position. So let's see what could start getting a little bit of volume. VMAR, don't even start. I hate this play. This play is so stupid. If it spikes, it just spikes because it has a low float. If this stock spikes, it's just spiking because it has a low float. That's it. VMAR, guys, trying to push itself on up a little bit. Trying to get a little bit of that buying volume, a little bit of that hype. I will say it's nice to have this big account again. It's nice. I got to stretch out, guys. I remember when I used to trade without stretching. Oh, it used to be very, very bad. Just a heads on up. A lot of people always ask me, Dek, what are some very important things to be able to have as a full-time stock trader? Now, let me ask you guys this question. What is the #1 injury that full-time stock traders go through? Does anyone know? The #1 injury. It's the wrist, right? The amount of clicking, the amount of things you do. So if you guys want to take your trading to the next level, I suggest everyone head on over to Amazon and buy yourself some sort of wrist guard. This is $20 and it's very important, right? If you guys are a full-time stock trader, just think about how much, look at this. Think about how much you're clicking. How much you're clicking. I know too many traders, 9-10 years of, again, clicking without wearing their wrist guards. Make sure you guys are dialed in, okay? If you guys want to go the extra step as well, you can also get elbow pads. But again, make sure you guys are ready to rock and roll. Get your wrist guards locked on in, especially if you guys want to take your trading seriously. You can get a little tape wrapped around. Absolutely. I gotcha. Mouth guard. Nothing wrong with a mouth guard. I can't wear a mouth guard, guys, just because I'm live streaming. But if I didn't, for sure. Everything's fading right now, team. Everything's falling right now. Penny stock world. S&P 500, nice gap up today because of the CPI data. I'm just imagining right now. I'm imagining you. I don't know who you are. I'm just imagining in my mind there is a 49-year-old man. Okay, I'm imagining a 49-year-old man. You have 2 kids, 3 kids. You lock the door. Your wife is in the other room. She's trying to handle the 3 kids. She's cooking. She's doing as much as she can. She's extremely stressed. She opens up the door because she's had enough of it. She says, hey, can you help me out with these kids? And you turn to her and you're wearing nothing but a mouth guard and 2 wrist guards and you're trading stocks. And she just stares at you and she's about to leave you. Okay? Oh, man. Oh, man. Dek, you're breaking up families over here. That's not what I want. So again, maybe take the mouth guard out. SGBX right here, traders. Notice SGBX team, why is the sell-off happening? 200-day moving average. Please note, stocks do not, in most cases, move in a direction for no reason. There's always a reason. There's always, again, some sort of reason on why a stock is moving the way it is. There's always a reason on why, again, plays are moving, if that's up or if that's down. That's why we, again, do news. We look at news because we get to find the credibility, stocks that go on up. We do news because, again, stocks that have the credibility to be able to go on down. Right now, SGBX at this time, waiting and watching, seeing if that play is going to move on up. OSTX, unfortunately, is going to be pretty much done with, traders. OSTX, everyone gave up on this play after it couldn't get back above the VWAP. It went on a beautiful spike, but then rejected. Team, what do I say, and what have I been saying earlier? You have to think about these plays as a psychological manner. All this is when you think about it, is why would traders keep sticking around? I think about stock trading in many different forms, but remember, a very simple way to think about this is here you are, okay? This is you. And let's say there is that attractive guy or girl, whatever you're into nowadays, on the opposite side. Let's say you asked out this girl and you said, hey, will you go out with me? That was your first attempt right here. Will you go out with me? She said no. And you said 5 minutes later, hey, will you go out with me? No. 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 And you say, okay, final chance. Will you go out with me? And she says, no, leave me alone. And then eventually what do? You go home. You give up. You say, all right, this girl doesn't like me, right? Like, if you get rejected enough on resistance lines in your love life and wherever, eventually you say, I've had enough. I give up. I'm going home. That's what traders just did. Traders just said to themselves, hey, I've been rejected enough here. I'm going home. I'm giving up on this play. And enough people gave up all at once. Enough people moved on from the stock. Enough people said, you know what? This stock is no longer good for me, right? And it's the same exact thing when we come up to SGBX. SGBX, everyone has the same mindset. Everyone has the same game plan. Every trader knows, hey guys, let's buy the stock up to 190, and at 190 we all sell. Perfect. The thing is, if you're out of the loop, if you don't know how to trade stocks, you're the guy with your own game plan. That's not what you want. You want the game plan that the majority of traders know. The majority of traders know, hey, we keep hitting this VWAP, we're going to dump on off. Hey, the majority of traders know, hey, everyone, let's push this up to 190 and we'll sell it off at 190. Like, we know that. That's the game plan. You have to be in on the in. You got to be in on the inner circle, right? And that's how you guys are going to be able to make the most amount of cash. MITQ right here, trying to get a little bit of action. SGBX halted on the downside again. So SGBX halted on the downside. VMAR trying to squeeze and spike a little bit. So VMAR trying to squeeze and spike here just a little bit at this moment. Guys, find me a good one. Find me a good play. Find me a good play with a low float, good news, good volume, and we can pull the trigger here. But I always say stock trading is like the weather. Some days are going to be absolutely beautiful. Sun is shining. Things are looking absolutely great. There is not a cloud in the sky. We can go outside and have some fun. But there's also some days that are going to be a little bit more cloudy and cold and windy, and we can't go outside. And that's how it is with stock trading. Sometimes you're going to have amazing chart setups, amazing press releases, and volume's going to be incredible. And sometimes you get no press releases, and sometimes you don't get any opportunities. But it's great that we realize this. It's great that we see this. There's so many traders that say, well, Dek, today's my day off, so I'm trading. And guess what they do? They would rather, there's too many people in the world that as in traders that say, today's the day I get to trade. I would rather trade and lose money than not trade at all. That's like the mindset, it seems like people. People would rather jump in on OSTX and lose and say, okay, at least I traded. Yeah, but I lost $1,000. Oh, Dek, today's my day off. I get to trade. Hey, guys, there's nothing really too great right now. Okay, I got in on SGBX. Okay, like, it's like, why trade just to lose? Why trade just to lose your money? If that's kind of the kinky thing you're in onto, I mean, hey, you can just, I don't know, do other things, I guess. MITQ. Looking around to see what we got. Looking around to see the action. TAOP still trying to stay alive here. S&P 500 trying to stay alive. Palantir trying to move itself on up. How's AMD? Dek, how's your position doing? AMD still in that 118 area. Again, I want to see BWXT. That one's just old reliable right there. BWXT, old reliable right there. That's my go-to. That's my baby. I love you. That's the play I'm going to retire off of, I think. BWXT. Nuclear play. Just acquired again a huge part over in Canada. If this day does get real slow, I might just go into a massive lesson on why I'm probably going to retire off that company, off that stock. And when I mean retire, I mean like probably just make me millions of dollars. Right now we're all set. Traders, little heads on up. We now have 20 spots left. 20 spots left. You guys have been running it on up. I just got Ryan just hit me up, said, Deck, 20 spots left. 20 spots left. If you guys are loving being here on YouTube with me, I go live on Tradecaster every single day. So on Tradecaster, I am live streaming every day. If you guys want access to, again, Tradecaster, access to the video library, access to be able to be part of our chat room and our community and everything over here, make sure you guys sign on up. I am giving the first 100 people a 25% discount. There are 20 spots left right now. Already 80 people have signed on up. So if you guys want to be able to get a monthly membership, this is a one-time fee, one time before it goes to the normal membership. You could get, again, $35 off. If you want to go to the 6-month membership, you get $200 off. Or an annual membership, you get $400 off. Or again, if you ever wanted to go to a lifetime membership, I will give you, $900 off. So again, the next 20 people that add the word promo code, or in the promo code, add 2025, you get 25% off. So there are 20 spots left to get the 25% off discount code. It'll be gone by the end of today, guys. So just a little heads on up. Next 20 people get the 25% discount. So if you guys are interested, promo code 2025, 25% off. Next 25 people that sign up get the discount. Just want to help you guys on out so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. So do not wait. I want to work with you. I want to be here. And I hope, again, over the last 3 days, you guys have been having a blast. We will be live tomorrow. We will be live on Friday. But again, we are giving this discount away to the first 100 people, and we got 20 spots left right now. Let's see what we can do. SGBX still falling, MITQ still falling, VMAR still falling, BKYI still falling. All right, team. I think, the best thing for us to do at this moment, let's take 15 minutes. Not on break or anything, but can I tell you about my favorite stock for 15 minutes? Can I tell you about my favorite play for 15 minutes? Can I tell you again why I like this play so much for 15 minutes? Let me kind of just bring up a few different tabs right here. All right, yeah, bang, bang, bang. All right, traders, let's talk about this, okay? Let's break this on down right here at this moment. Let's make sure every single person is understanding, what I love about some of these stocks and about some of my long-term investments. We are, again, waiting and watching to see, what could be one of our, what could be the play of the day. BKYI, a little bit of hype. BKYI is not bad. BKYI, again, this is a stock that definitely has potential to be able to consistently move on up. But I want to talk about this, team. I want to talk about one of my favorite plays in the stock market, one of my long-term investments at this time, a play that I absolutely love. So let's break this on down, do a quick little 10-minute lesson on why I love this play so much. All right. That stock is going to be a BWXT. Over the next 10 minutes, I want to tell you, start to finish, why do I love this stock so much? What do I love about this play? What do I love about BWXT? BWXT is a play that I have in my long-term portfolio, and I want to be able to show you exactly why BWXT is what I believe is going to be $1 million play. Now, I'm not saying BWXT is going to go to $1 million per share, but I'm saying over the next 2-3 years, I think this is going to generate millionaires. Now, what is BWXT? What is the point of BWXT? What does BWXT do? So I think we got to bring on over Yahoo Finance. And the number one thing that we have to do is go over to Profile. When we take a look over on Profile, BWXT says, together with its subsidiaries, manufactures and sells nuclear components in the United States, Canada, and internationally. It operates through two segments, government operations and commercial operations. The government operations segments designs, manufactures naval nuclear components, reactors, and nuclear fuel, fabrication activities, and supplies proprietary sole source valves, manifolds, and fitting to naval commercial shipping customers. This segment also involved in manufacture of close tolerance and equipment for nuclear applications, downblend government stockpiles of uranium, receives stores, characterizes, dissolves, recovers, and purifies uranium-bearing materials. So traders, what are you guys realizing about BWXT? BWXT has to do with uranium. BWXT has to do with nuclear. BWXT is a company that has two different parts of its business. It has number one, government contracts, and it has number two, commercial contracts. BWXT, this play, let's just start with number one, government contracts. It is a long-term government-friendly company that has been working with the Navy. Now, what is it working with the Navy? It works with their submarines, powering, moving around their nuclear power plants or their nuclear weapons, right? That is absolutely huge. Imagine the government trusting BWXT this much to be able to manage their nuclear power supply. That's pretty big. Now, number two, what we have here is commercial contracts. That could be with random private companies that are giving them X amount of money to be able to say, hey, can you do this with our uranium? Can you do this with nuclear plants? Can you do this with some sort of SMR power? Now, why is this so big to us? Why is this so exciting for us? Well, because when we're taking a look over on BWXT, number one, this is an extremely profitable company. Number two, they've been so profitable that they give out dividends. When companies give out dividends, guys, it's one of these plays that say, hey, we're making money that we can be able to pay investors as a thank you for being able to be investing into our play. BWXT over the past year, we take a look at this play, has been able to move up pretty significantly. I believe it's up about 30%, but let me just double check this here. If we want to go over and just type in BWXT stock, break this thing on down. What do we have? Let's go with the past 1 year. Past 1 year, it's up 50%. Now, why is this? Why is BWXT up 50% over the past year? Well, the answer is right here. The answer is AI chips need nuclear energy. Nuclear power plants and new supercomputers are a perfect match. Operating NVIDIA's AI chips may demand as much as 1 gigawatt of power, exactly what a typical AP1000 nuclear reactor provides. While data centers could theoretically run on solar and wind, we know that those pose a fundamental challenge. They're just not strong enough. Traders, let's break this on down step by step, okay? Step by step, it just makes sense. This is why I'm so heavily into this right now. What we have is we have these Fortune 500 companies. These companies are going to be Meta. These companies are going to be Amazon. These companies are going to be Google. These companies are going to be, let's go with Microsoft, right? These companies have spent billions of dollars, right? We know they have spent billions of dollars in investing into what? Investing into AI, artificial intelligence. Now, what have they done? They have bought all of these NVIDIA chips, right? Haven't they? They have bought these chips from NVIDIA. They have said, okay, we want the best of the best chips. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but these chips aren't actually being used. These chips aren't actually being powered to their full potential. We have these AI chips and AI, guess what? We can't even use them. So now we have Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft that's saying, we just spent billions of dollars for AI chips and we don't have enough energy. Our grid can't support what we actually want to be able to do. So guess what happened? Does anyone know? Well, Meta, they released a press release stating in December 3rd, just last month, say that we are going to be accelerating the next wave of nuclear power to be able to have our AI innovation. Today, Meta announced that it's going to be requesting to identify nuclear energy developers to help meet our AI innovations and sustainability objectives. They realize we need nuclear. We need some sort of stronger energy here. Okay, well then what did Amazon say? What Amazon says, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, we just signed an agreement for have nuclear energy projects to inject growing energy demands. Hey, we realize that we actually don't have enough power for our AI chips, so we want to start getting involved in nuclear. Now, what else did Amazon do? If you guys do not know this, actually last year, Amazon went out and they purchased a nuclear power plant in Talon, Pennsylvania. So they, again, just purchased this nuclear power plant. Okay, great. And then what did Microsoft do? Microsoft said, hey, 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant will now reopen because Microsoft needs it for their AI. So 3 Mile Island, the power plant near Middletown, PA, was the scene of the worst commercial nuclear accident in U.S. history, will reopen because Microsoft's data centers, which are responsible for powering the tech giant cloud computing and artificial intelligence programs. Traders, don't I always tell you guys to follow the big money? Don't I always tell you guys to follow what everyone is doing? If we see that literally 3 months ago, in September, we have now Microsoft getting 3 Mile Island back over. If we saw last year Amazon purchase a nuclear power plant, if we saw last month Meta says, hey, we just requested for us to be able to get involved into nuclear because they want to actually use these chips. Now, what's the scary thing? The scary thing right here, traders, is the fact that you can actually take a look over here and say, oh, wow, nuclear. Yeah, nuclear's scary. Nuclear's a scary word. So what they're actually building now is what we call SMRs. SMRs are small modular reactors, are used to generate electricity, provide process heat for industrial applications, dessalt water, and potentially power smaller grids or remote locations where nuclear power plants aren't feasible. Traders, guess what? Nuclear power plants are ugly, aren't they? They're ugly, they're big, they don't look that good, and people get scared of them. People get scared of the word nuclear. So the new thing that's happening at this moment is small modular reactors. Now, small modular reactors are envisioned to vary in size according to configuration. Modular reactors make it possible to assemble major reactor components and to be able to use the power of nuclear, right? So SMRs are now what people are now trying to build. You can build them in a warehouse. You can be able to put them in different locations where we don't have, let's say, a lot of a strong grid power. We don't have a lot of efficiency. SMRs is what everyone's going after now. Right? The point of SMR. What are SMRs used for AI? Right? AI right here. The stable and clean power supply by SMRs, the combination of large data centers. SMRs enable the construction of energy independent digital infrastructure. If you head on over, right, towards any YouTube video and just type in SMRs and nuclear, it is the only option to actually have AI future work. Let's just see real quick, right? Let's see how much power, let's just do this. How much power does a chat GPT prompt use? Okay, so chat GPT, let's just say versus Google search. If you guys do not realize at this time, it says every time a user even types in on chat GPT, it's estimated that 2.9 watts of energy, that's nearly 10 times what it takes for a Google search. With around 200 million daily queries, this adds up to about 621 watts every single day. Right now at this moment, our grid is getting so strained. Saying it's like, you ever see that scene by Spider-Man where he's like holding on to the train on both sides trying to stop it? He's like, nah! That's basically what our grid is doing at this moment. Our grid at this time is being so strained, it is like on the verge of just like dropping. And that's like a big thing that people are always scared about. Will the grid ever collapse? Will the grid ever drop? Right? So now, people are saying to themselves, hey, let's start moving over towards SMRs. It's a different word to kind of be saying, okay, we don't want to use nuclear. Let's use, again, SMRs. Now, there are some big things that we just noticed, didn't we? When we talk about BWXT, right, acquisition, what did they just do? BWXT, actually January 7th, only a few days ago, they acquire Kinetrix. Now, traders, why did they acquire this company? They acquired Kinetrix, a leading service provided for the global nuclear market. Does anyone know, again, what this is? BWXT, let's just type in Yahoo Finance here. BWXT acquires this company for $525 million. Now, why do they do that? Because now Kinetrix is one of the largest uranium holders in Canada. And Canada is one of the richest areas in the world for uranium. So now BWXT has now just spent $525 million to expand in nuclear market in Canada. Now, you know what else is actually really funny? What else is really big? What is really nuts? Well, we can go ahead and we could see what did the president's son just do last week. Last week, Trump went over to Greenland. Why did Trump go over to Greenland over last week? Does anyone know? It's because of the resources. Let me go over here to, look at this. President Trump on John Jr. heading on over to Greenland. Donner Jr. and my reps landing in Greenland. The reception has been great and they are free world, need safety, security, and strength. Let's make Greenland great again, right? So basically, why are they over in Greenland? Does anyone know the answer? The reason why they are over in Greenland is because of their natural resources. AKA, what do you guys think they have over there? They have uranium. It's kind of nuts that out of nowhere, as AI is getting bigger, as AI is getting stronger, as AI is getting more of what every single company in the world has been using, that now we are starting to see nuclear power plants get bought out. We're seeing the president's son and the board head on over to Greenland. We're starting to see again, oh, we want to acquire Canada. What's going on there? Why do we want to acquire Canada? Why do we want to acquire Greenland? Because we want the natural resources. That's what we want. I'm trying to find this one image here real quick. Let me scroll on back here for a second. Get it in just a second here. Here we go. Traders. I posted this a little while ago, right? Trump's in Greenland today. This is because he's looking to make deals, acquire, partner, whatever you want to call it. Trump understands that AI energy needs exceeds what is currently possible. That's why nuclear and SMRs are the only option. I've already started my positions. It doesn't matter if you like AI, AI software, AI agents, or robotics. All of that needs nuclear to work. So why do you think we want to acquire Canada? Why do you think we want to acquire Greenland? Traders, the melting of the polar ice caps are not all bad news to the people of Greenland. Indeed, it has increased the prospects of exploding the abundant mineral resources. In particular, Greenland has the highest sufficient uranium reserves to make it the 5th largest export of the metal in the world. So guys, why is Trump posting all these pictures of, oh, let's, Canada, let's make it part of the United States? Why is Trump all of a sudden randomly going on over towards Greenland? Why all of a sudden are, all AI companies or Meta and Amazon all buying nuclear plays? Guys, put the pieces together, ladies and gentlemen. Put the pieces together. Let's not just be naive here and say, oh, well, I don't know, Greenland looks like a really nice area, I guess. No. The reason why Meta, Amazon, Google are all buying nuclear power plants is because they realize that their chips don't work. Why is Trump posting, hey, let's become best friends with Canada. Hey, let's go ahead and acquire Greenland. Because again, we realize that we want to become the uranium leader of the world. Why do you think over the last year, BWXT has been creeping its way on up, which is the number one government uranium play out there? Why do you think I'm invested into BWXT on this play? So that's why I have heavily jumped in on this play. And not only that, again, I also get paid dividends. Not only that, it's profitable. So it's not only just this play either. There are many other plays out there that you can get involved in. This one's my favorite. But a lot of people like to be able to get involved in OKLO. OKLO has gone from $5 to $25, right? I believe also, please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the CEO is also very close to Trump with OKLO. I know there's also SMR, right? NuScale has to do with nuclear. That's again, SMR moving itself on up. We also have NEE. That's one a lot of traders definitely like. Has to do with next era energy. Has to do with nuclear. That's a play a lot of people like. That's a play that a lot of people have been focusing on. Now, I believe there's also NLR. NLR is just a uranium ETF saying, hey, you know what? Anything that has to do with nuclear or uranium or, again, the power supply, guess what? This is starting to creep its way on up. This is not over. This is the start. This is the little run-up before, I think, the big explosion. This is the little run-up before, again, the big rip and run. This is the little run-up before the next climb, the next big-time, move. That's what I want you guys to get right now, in your minds of what's going on here. Why is Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, why are all these companies buying nuclear power plants? Well, because they bought AI chips. Why does Trump all of a sudden want Canada? Why is, again, his board and his son going over to Greenland? Because we want uranium. Why did BWXT just, again, purchase one of the largest uranium companies over in Canada? So, again, they're part of the United States. Or, again, part of that company in the United States. Why is it? Traders, think about it. Think about it. Okay? So that is why I'm invested on these plays already. I'm already invested on these plays. And I will, again, be adding on to these as time goes by. So I wanted to kind of throw that out there because I don't like holding secrets from you guys. I don't like holding secrets. I like being able to give you answers. I like being able to tell you guys exactly what I like. I like to be able to make sure that you guys understand exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to hold anything back from you. Do you think me telling 500 people over on YouTube right now, 1,000 people over on, Tradecaster, do you think that's going to matter in the grand scheme of if NLR goes up or not? Is that going to matter if NEE goes up or not? Is that going to matter if BWXT goes up or not? No. Again, guys, like, it's not going to change the price. It's not going to change the company in any sort of way. Right? I just want you guys to realize, again, what I'm invested in, and I want to tell you guys. Isn't that why you guys are here? Isn't that why you guys are members of Tradecaster? Isn't that why you guys follow me? Because you guys want to know, again, my thoughts on plays? Isn't that because you guys realize that I have a track record of success and I can be able to help guide you to be able to make money? It doesn't matter if you want that player, another player, another player, another player. Just look into it. Just dive into the rabbit hole a little bit. So right now, traders, we're all set, ready to go. All set, ready to get after it. Does that make sense, everyone? Does that make sense on everything I said? Cool. So my only long-term plays right now are AMD, as you know, BWXT, as you know, and then also I do have a little bit of Nike as well. All right. So let's see what we have. Keep your eyes peeled. Stay alert. Remember, traders, everything that I just talked about as well, nuclear-wise, that is all going to be like 2 to 3 year holds. So please note that as well, team. Everything 2 to 3 year holds. Nothing is like 10 minutes. Nothing is 1 week. Everything I went over is like 2 to 3 year holds. Okay? Is there any penny stocks going crazy yet? I'm happy I went over that instead of just sitting here because I want to bring value to you guys every single day. But are there any penny stocks that are going crazy yet? Are there any penny stocks that are going wild yet? Are there anything? Please, someone fill me in. Help me out here. Anything that's worth going on? Deck NXC, also a lower price uranium play. NXC, absolutely. Thank you. RGTI, trying to get a little bit of action. That's a quantum computing play, trying to work itself on up. Steve, doesn't a market crash scare you off of long nuclear? Again, stocks go up, baby. That's it is. I mean, if the market crashes, the market crashes. Guys, I'll tell you something that I'm going to tell you something that was the biggest mistake of my trading career, okay? In my trading career, I am 31 at this time. Okay, that's how old I am. Now, I started stock trading when I was at how old was I? 20, I want to say, like 21, something like that. That's when I started getting involved in stock trading. Now, I did not have a lot of money when I first started on off, but I always knew, what should I have done? What should I have done? When I first started stock trading, I should have just bought some shares of the S&P 500 or some shares of Tesla or some shares of whatever company, right? Why? Because we know stocks go up over time. Imagine if I got involved on Tesla or got involved on the S&P 500. Let's just make it simple. Imagine I got involved on the S&P 500 back when I was 2021, or back when I was 21, which was in 2016. Okay. Now in 2016, it was at 193. Why didn't I buy back when I was 2021? Why didn't I buy back when I was at 2022? Why didn't I buy back in 2023? Why didn't I buy back in 2024? Why didn't I buy when I was 25? Why didn't I buy when I was 26? It took me, before I even started buying into the S&P 500, it took me like 7 years to start because you know what I would always say to myself? I would always say to myself, the moment I buy in, I bet you it's going to drop. Oh man, Deck, did you see the YouTube videos? It said the stock market crashed 2019, stock market crashed 2021, stock market crash. Every year at New Year's, your YouTube algorithm will just be flooded. 2025 stock market crash. The stock market is going to dump 20% in 20. It happens every year. Every year on New Year's, you will see the stock market's going to crash. Housing market's going to crash. And it just doesn't. And it just doesn't. Okay. That's all it is. Every single year, you go on New Year's Eve, comes on up, and the next week, your YouTube algorithm will just bring in a million. Housing market's gonna crash, stock market's gonna crash, and it just doesn't. And even if it does, guess what? It's gonna be back on up within a year and a half. So the thing is, when it comes to investing in the stock market, the best thing to do, as in buying the S&P 500, is just buy in and hold. And if it falls, buy in lower. And if it falls even more, buy in lower. And you can almost bet that again, it's going to make it all up and over time, right? So the big issue with it, a lot of traders is they always get scared. I don't want to buy in at the top. And then a year goes by and the S&P 500 does a 20% gain. And then you say, well, I don't want to buy in the top now. And a year goes by and it's an 11% gain. And then again, I don't want to buy at the top now. And a year goes by and maybe it loses, 2%. And you say, see, the dump is coming. And then all of a sudden, I don't want to buy it now. And then it goes on a 25% gain. The stock market goes up. Guys, imagine if you bought in 2007 before the 2008 dump. Guess what? That's an amazing entry. I know, again, 2008 wiped out a ton of gains, but if you kept on holding, look at this. Yeah! Over years, over time, you are always going to see the market move on up. So the best thing to do is like, oh, Dek, are you nervous on if you jump in on 2025 that your plays are going to dump or fall if the market crashes? I mean, that's a what if it does. And if it does, I'll buy in lower, right? If it does, you get in lower. That is always very important to me every single year. Every single year, traders, there are always our wants and our needs, right? And I want you guys to understand that. Before you guys do anything, this is the issue. I'm gonna help out every 21-year-old right now, every 22-year-old, every 23-year-old. This is what you have to do before you buy your Lamborghini. For every single brand new trader that says, Dek, I want to buy a Lamborghini, I love it. Go ahead, go get that Lambo. But you have to promise me that you are going to do some things first. The Lambo, that's the goal right here. You want to get that Lambo. I don't mind if you get the Lambo, but you have to promise me you do these things first, okay? Number one, what you have to do first is you have to be debt-free. Now, what does debt-free mean? Debt-free is you are going to pay off all your college loans. If you have any college loans, before you buy a Lamborghini, you are again 100% paying off every single college loan that you have. Number two, you again are going to want to have all your credit cards paid off. You don't want to have credit cards and then take out a loan to be able to buy a Lamborghini or again even pay it in cash. If you have the cash to buy a Lambo and you have credit card debt or you have college debt, what are you doing? So you better do that. Number two, you better go ahead and purchase a home. Now, it is very difficult to pay off a home in cash. But if you have $200,000 to go ahead and purchase a Lamborghini, I would much rather put that into my house so I do not have a large mortgage and I'm getting as close as I can to purchase my home in cash. So I'm again putting all my money right here so I could be a happy homeowner and not have to worry about high interest rates. And I don't have to worry about this or that. So, did you pay off your school loans? Did you pay off your credit card debt? Do you have a home at least purchased? Or if you do have your home purchased, is it completely paid on off? Number three, do you have a retirement plan set on up? If you have a retirement plan set on up, are you maxing out your retirement account every single year? Max it on out. You have money right now. Whatever you're doing at this moment that you can even think about buying a Lamborghini, you have cash. Max out the times you have cash. Guess what? Traders, I don't know. You're going to go through swings. There's going to be times that you're making more money than you ever thought was possible. And there's going to be times that you're going to question yourself and say, I don't know if I can do this. When you are, again, on those runs and rips, that's what business as well. With business, if you are making more money than you're saying, wow, this is incredible, there will be times that things slow down as well. And you're going to have to adjust and you're going to say, oh, I'm not making as much money as I used to. And that's okay. But the thing is, always max out that retirement. Don't just throw away that money when you have them. Number four, let's go ahead and invest. And how do we invest? Well, let's go ahead and put money over into the S&P 500, or let's put money into nuclear stocks, or let's put money into AI stocks, or let's put money into rocket stocks, or whatever. Invest, right? And invest in a smart place. If that's ETFs, or if you want to get a little risky here and there, that's fine. But let's go ahead and put in a good chunk of change over into the market to be able to see the market move itself on up. Number 5, what else do we want to be able to do? We might want to be able to invest not only in stocks, but able to have a rental property. So, hey, let me go ahead and have a rental property, be able to have an investment on properties, and also be able to make money through Airbnb. So, guess what, traders? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I am not allowing you to be a 21-year-old, a 24-year-old, a 26-year-old who just made a whole bunch of cash in one way or another. If that's from a business, if that's from your OnlyFans, if that's from, again, you trading stocks, I don't know what it is. But I'm saying, take these steps. Before you buy this car, before you spend $200,000, have, again, your college paid off, no debt. Be living debt-free, credit cards paid off. Have your home paid on off, have no mortgage, max out your retirement funds every single year, purchase, let's say $20,000 worth of stocks, $50,000 worth of stocks, and then again, go for another home where you have rental Airbnb and try to pay off that home. So you're telling me, Dek, that's going to take so long before I can buy my Lamborghini. Well, then that means you shouldn't have a Lamborghini, okay? I'm telling you, you want to do it the right way. You want to be debt-free. You don't want to have a monthly payment. You don't want to have credit cards. You don't want to have school loans. You don't want to have a mortgage. You don't want to be 60 years old and say, man, I had $200,000, $400,000 when I was 20, but I spent it on a Lamborghini instead of, again, me now having $20 million or whatever when you're retired. You want to make sure you have stocks. You want to make sure you have investments. And then if you checked off every single one of these, if you checked off this, go ahead and buy a car. You earned it. If you, again, check off every single one of these, you've earned it. Go buy that Lambo. Go buy that Ferrari. But until you have every single one of these checked off, that Lambo is, again, watch it on YouTube. Take some pictures of it. Rent it out for a weekend if you want to. Rent it out for a weekend. Get your fix. But not until every single one of these are checked off. Then you go buy your car. Okay? And again, obviously that's going to change slightly. If you guys have like a 2% interest rate or whatnot and you, whatever, right? There's going to be different varies. Please just take the math. You know what? There's a lot of 20-year-olds in here that their minds are easily molded. And now again, the people are like, well, Doc, if you actually have a 2% interest rate, maybe you could actually make good money on a Lamborghini. Okay? Just work with me. Just work with me. Or just be on my side for once, guys. Or whatever it is. Whatever you guys want to buy. That Lambo is just an example. Just an example. Some people like watches. Right now, 10:14 in the market. SGBX, guys, we have been live streaming since 6:45 a.m. We are coming on up to about 3.5 hours, as we always do. But I don't think so, guys. I don't think that we have seen a breakout yet today. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong here, guys? Am I wrong? Have we had a breakout yet today? I don't think so. I'd say, which is kind of nuts. Which is kind of crazy to be seeing, which is kind of crazy to be talking about. I do not believe we have any sort of spike or breakout at this moment. I do not believe we have any sort of crazy ripper and runner at this time. Please feel free to throw it out there if I'm incorrect. OSTX went crazy earlier. Yeah, I know. OSTX, that was the stock that we've been talking about since 7 a.m. That was our go-to play this morning. But, you know, OSTX is pretty much done with at this time. S&P 500 starting to get a little bit weaker, starting to fade back on down. BKYI, again, became the security for the National Bank of Egypt. Everything has been a little bit weaker here, traders. Little bit weaker. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Obviously, I want to be here to help you, here to help you grow, here to make sure that you guys are becoming better and better and better every single day. I appreciate you guys as well. I appreciate everyone tuning on in. Ryan just hit me on up as well. Just a little side note. Just a heads up for you. We are down to the final 10. Final 10 people. 2025. Put it in the promo code. 25% off. 10 spots left for a 25% discount, guys. Then I'm taking away the 25% discount. Dek, will you do a lower discount? I'll probably do, after this, guys, I'll drop it to a 15% discount for the next 100 people. So again, if you plan on signing up to Tradecaster, you have 10 spots left, and then again, it's the 100 spots are filled. Then I'll go down to 15% probably Thursday and Friday. So Thursday and Friday, I'll drop it on down towards, again, 15%. 2025 is the promo code. 10 spots left until we hit that 100-person number. Ski wins the 100% discount right now, baby. The free stream. Dek, do you have a video on setting up the VWAP EMA? I got burned on OSTX today. So again, there shouldn't be any setup. And a lot of people ask that question. So let me turn off, let me show you what I mean. So the thing is, when you are saying, hey, what are my indicators here? It should be the default. So when you say okay, hey, let me go over to my indicators, excuse me. When you say, all right, Dek, can you help me set up my 200-day moving average, my 50-day moving average, whatever. All you're doing is pressing moving average, and then it should just be 50. And then you add. And then it's, okay, can you help me set up my 200-day moving average? You just put 200 and then add. And then can you help me set up my 13 EMA? 13. And then add. There's no settings for a 50-day, 200-day. It's just, that's what it is. It's just, again, you got to use it on the right, you just have to use it on the right time frame. Remember, those are only used on the daily charts. Daily charts only. VWAP is used on the minute chart. So again, Don Dollars, again, there's not really any setup. You just type in the correct amount, 50, 200, 13. Josh, do you think quantum is still bad investing? Again, I don't hate quantum. I hated quantum when it was up at 1,700% when there's no use case. That's the issue. The issue is I hate quantum when there's no use for quantum for 10 years minimum. So that's why I think quantum could be crazy in the future. But it's just if you're going to buy these companies, buy them knowing, okay, we got 10 years before we do something. Dek, if we were forced to put our life savings into a stock and hold it for 1 year, which stock would it be? Easy, GameStop. No, just kidding. Don't do that. I mean, if it would just be put your money on the S&P 500. But if you're saying what's my favorite play this year, I like AMD a lot this year. But really, again, I really like, over the next 3 years, I like these nuclear plays for the next 3 years. 3 years, again, very heavy nuclear plays. Sam saying, Dek, I have a 1 month subscription right now. If I get a 1 year, an annual subscription, can I get the 25% discount? Absolutely. As long as you're within the next 10 people. So, yep, absolutely. You can come on over and just go over to pricing, click annual, go again, type in 2025, you'll get $400 off. So, absolutely. You can upgrade right now if you wanted to. Ski letting us know that the S&P 500 has only had 10 red years in the past 45 years. Nice. So it is always great to realize that. Always great to see that, how much higher the S&P 500 is going to be moving on up day in and day out. There's going to be pullbacks, but it's always going to keep going on up. Woo! SGBX still watching MITQ, MASS. Guys, unfortunately today, at this time, we are just not seeing that hype. We are not seeing that action. We are not seeing that activity. We are not seeing that buying volume. So again, things are getting a little bit slower. If you guys were not here yesterday, we did make a pretty nasty trade. It was pretty awesome. We got in and out right with the hot news. Remember guys, 99% of the time when I trade, it is going to all be hot news related. So if you were not here, this was my trade yesterday. Let me go ahead and play this for you guys so you guys can just get a little catch up right here at this moment. Ourselves really going and making this money. It is 7:30 right now. 7:30 is usually the smallest press release wave, but you know what? Let's see what we get. SNGX has treatment that continues to demonstrate positive outcomes. Ooh. So guys, little heads on up. SNGX, that is a good looking press release, not going to lie to you. Guys, I'm going to give this a chance. I'm going in on SNGX right now, 1,400 shares. I'm jumping in on SNGX in case this one does start spiking up to like 450 plus. If we can get above 420-ish, I'm probably going to take some profits just to be a smart trader. But right now, traders, let's see if we can keep on ripping. Here's again 421, 422, 425. Guys, I'm going to take my gains right here of $763. Take a little bit off the top. So I'm taking my profits. I'm being open, honest, credible, transparent. I'm going to start off my day with 763 bucks. Looking for a nice one. Whoa. Did you? Whoa. That guy was so damn good looking. That guy was so good looking. So amazing, amazing work. Amazing job. BKYI starting to rack up a little bit. BKYI is, again, one of the better press releases today. BKYI today, guys, one of the better press releases today. As you guys know, ooh, a little heads on up, team. We do have, again, some alerts right now. Josh Gotham buying some plays. He is, everyone take a look over on Fox Runner. Josh Gotham right now, ooh, he's getting in a lot of plays at this moment. He is in the government. So we get alerts here over on Fox Runner on when politicians are buying and selling. So take a look at this moment right now. Everyone, top right-hand corner, we have Josh Gotham here buying and selling plays inside the government right now. Let's see what he's doing. He just bought Microsoft, just sold NVIDIA, just sold Uber. Today is the day that a lot of his transactions are going through. Just bought Waste Management, buying Waste Management at this moment. Just sold LLY, a pharmaceutical company at this time. Sold NSRG Energy, sold Baba. Let's go ahead and check this man on out. This guy's getting some orders in at this moment. So here's Josh. Josh is actually the biggest investor in the government at this time. And you could see the amount of orders this guy has going through at this time. So Josh, we could see a ton of different orders on what he's been getting involved in. Let's do this. Let's look for his biggest orders that are maybe coming through at this moment. So let's go any amount. Let's go with his big orders. Let's go anything above $250,000. So look at this, guys. Josh today. Josh Gothamir just bought anywhere between $1 million to $5 million worth of Microsoft. He also bought $1 million to $5 of Microsoft, $1 million, $5 million of Microsoft. So this is all going through right here. So Microsoft seems to be the big one that he's getting himself involved in at this time. I mean, you can actually see this. Take a look at this moment, traders. 99% of his account has to do with Microsoft. So he's a huge Microsoft investor. Huge Microsoft investor at this time. But he is kind of running up the boards right now with all the investments as everything's coming through on Josh. So just a little heads on up. So Josh is part of my watch list. So if you guys do not know, just a little heads on up over on Fox Runner, you guys can be able to add someone to your watch list. So I have like Nancy Pelosi on my watch list. You guys can go over here and then you could be able to just see what they're doing. So if you guys ever want to get notifications like I just got, you know, on what Josh just did, you guys can go ahead and find your favorite politician. Let's just pick Thomas McCarthy. So you guys can pick Thomas McCarthy and then click this button, add to watch list. And whenever, again, Thomas McCarthy buys or sells anything, it'll now pop up in your notification so you'll know right away if he bought or sold. Okay? So just a little heads on up. Make sure you guys do that for like Nancy Pelosi and everything. Add Nancy Pelosi to your watch list so you'll always get updated if, again, Nancy Pelosi is buying or selling. Okay? That's how I'm always staying on top of it. So that's how I'm always staying on top if Nancy Pelosi is buying or selling and what she's doing is just so I'll get a notification right away. Oh, WMT, Walmart, thank you. Yep, not Waste Management. I apologize. Walmart, thank you. All right. Great job, great work. Great job, great work. Team, unfortunately, today's a little bit of a slower day. Today is unfortunately a little bit weaker, and we're just not getting as much hype and we're not getting as much volume. So today is a day that I would honestly say, and I say this like I always want the best for you guys. Don't pull the trigger today. Don't pull the trigger today. Don't put yourself in positions that you're just going to lose. Don't put yourself in any sort of bad stocks. Don't put yourself in any sort of bad place. Today's the day that I'm going to say, hey, we've had a lot of fun over the last few days. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to walk away here. Don't want to put myself in any sort of unnecessary positions. And I'm letting you guys know that right now, it's okay to, again, not trade on a day. It's okay rather than putting yourself in a position just to lose. If you put yourself in positions just to lose, you're going to lose. Do not turn the stock market into a casino. Do not gamble. We traded on Monday, we made money. We traded on Tuesday, we made money. We're not trading today because we had no hot news. So we're not just picking random plays and hoping they go on up. Okay? I want to teach you. I want to help you. And as always, I love you guys. So what does that mean? That means, of course, I'll be here throughout the entire day over in chat, over on tradecaster.com, helping you guys on out with anything that you guys do need. We are, again, wrapping up another 3.5 hour long stream going live every day at 6:50. You know what I also love? Over on YouTube today, we had over 500 viewers at 7 a.m. this morning. That means you guys are waking up and you guys are here putting in the work with me. I love that. I love how many people were here at 7 a.m. and we're just going to keep this party going. Tomorrow, we're back at it at 7 a.m. Tomorrow, we're getting back ready to work. If you guys didn't get your discount, go get it right now. And the final 10 people, most likely by tomorrow, it's going to be down to a 15% discount. I can't say most likely, it will be down to a 15% discount. 5 people are going to sign up within the next 10 minutes. And then you guys will be all set, ready to go. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have had an absolute blast on the live streams day in and day out. The greatest thing about Tradecaster and being part of our community is even though I'm jumping off the mic, we got J Trades live. We got Active Trader live. We got AK47 live. So you guys can join their lobbies as well and be able to watch and continue to join some live trading right here. J Trades going at it at this moment. So come on over, join the community. Let's get after it here, traders. I love ya. Help me wrap this thing on up day in and day out. This is what we do, baby. This is how we make those gains. And let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Ah-hoo! Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh, I love you guys. I'll see everyone back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. We ain't slowing down, we're only picking on up. Welcome to 2025.
Alors on danse. Alors on danse. Alors on danse. Alors on danse. Alors on danse.
Don't get me started, love. I've had too much drink. Had too much time to think. So leave me alone.
One kiss is all it takes. Fall in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need. One kiss is all it takes. Fall in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need.
To all the bitch assholes that hate me the most. Oh yeah, I hate you too. To all the bum ass bugs that just wanna talk shit, I hate you too. To all the high class ass that's too hot too fast. Oh yeah, I hate you too. Hey. Doses and mimosas, champagne, gang. How did we do it?
Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for me. Bend that ass over. Let that coochie breathe. Shake that ass, bitch.
And it every day. Out on your corner in the pouring rain. Look for the girl with the broken smile. Ask her if she wants to stay a while.
I don't care if Monday's black, Tuesday, Wednesday, hard to tell. Thursday, never looking back. It's Friday, I'm in love.
Then she will be loved. Then she will be loved.
future.